enough for NATO not to invite Ukraine into the alliance, but wants the alliance to go one step further, canceling a promise from 2008 that would say that eventually Ukraine could be a part of the group. So far, talks also reportedly involve a three-stage peace plan. It would also potentially call for elections in Ukraine before the signing of a final agreement. Now, while Ukraine is not taking part, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has repeatedly said in the last week that no deal can be made on its behalf if Ukrainian negotiators are not involved.
Got an update out of Toronto from airport officials regarding the investigation into Monday's Delta plane crash. Here's Fox's Gernal Scott.
The investigation at Toronto Pearson International Airport now focuses on the plane, which remains on one of two closed runways. 80 people were on board and rescued from the aircraft that came to rest upside down. Airport CEO Deborah Flint said 21 people suffered crash-related injuries.
Delta Airlines has reported that 19 of those passengers have been released and 2 remain hospitalized.
Flint detailed weather issues over the last several days with flight cancellations that resulted, but described Monday as a clear day. Canada's Transportation Board and the FAA are part of the ongoing investigation. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's been a busy day for the cops. 16 degrees and sunny in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar's clear of any trouble. Low tonight, down to 10. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Gunfire on the northeast side today, says Shane Foley with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department.
What I can tell you is that approximately 12:15 p.m., IMPD North District officers responded to the 3500 block of Wallace on a report of a person shot.
Foley says 4 people were shot. 1 of them died. Now police are looking for anyone who may have been involved, and there could be more than one person. A proposed bill in Indiana would allow prosecutors to charge someone with murder if they received or performed an abortion. Here's John Herrick.
Under this legislation, an unborn child includes any fertilized egg. The bill does make exceptions if the fetus happens to die during a life-saving treatment for a mother, if the medical staff tried to save the fetus. Spontaneous miscarriages do not count as murder. A parent could also sue the person who harmed the unborn child. Since those who wrote the bill want to make changes to Indiana's criminal code, the bill will be reviewed by the Courts and Criminal Code Committee. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana Democrats are wanting to bring diversity, equity, and inclusion back to state government with some new amendments they introduced today. Rep. Greg Porter introduced those. They are supposed to benefit minority community.
Including the Indiana Commission on Women, Commission on Race and Gender Fairness, and we've already been successful in reinstating the Indiana Native American Indian Affairs Commission and restoring funding to the Civil Rights Commission.
Porter says Democrats' amendments focus on a budget for the people. He's accused Republicans of crafting a budget that includes no funding for the College Success Program. That helps a lot of minority and low-income college students. And 2 snowstorms likely to show up in the next 48 hours. Forecaster Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service says the first is only going to bring some light snow.
For this system, should see less than an inch, really from I-70 down to getting to near Vincennes and Seymour.
Ryan says the second storm's supposed to bring about 4 to 5 inches of snow to the southern portion of the state. That starts Wednesday night and continues into Thursday morning. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
But traffic on the 5s at 305. Good afternoon, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Harry? Southbound 65 slow 29th to Meridian Pad, and a slowdown on the northeast side just starting to form here. It's eastbound 465 from Allisonville Road 269. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds remain for tonight, low near 10 degrees. Tomorrow morning, most stay dry with snow missing in southern Indiana. Backside flurries possible in the afternoon and evening, high near 20. I'm Wish TV's Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Not a great weekend for the Hammer household.
No.
I think we can start there. I mean, look, there's tons of stuff going on in the world, but why don't we start right here in the good old Marion County, Central Indy, with the Hammer household. Road conditions awful over the weekend, and 2 different kids, 2 different car accidents. Everybody's fine, thank God.
Correct. That's the most important thing. Everybody's good. But let's go back to Friday first.
Friday.
We had Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for Wish TV, on this program, and he told us that Saturday night into Sunday morning could be kind of an interesting time period for weather.
I was, and you know what? I was surprised that it was there was lots of snow. For some reason, that surprised me. I thought it was going to be more icy, rainy, slushy, kind of that crappy in-between stuff. No, I mean, like Saturday into Sunday, we were doing some shoveling.
Correct. So fast forward to Sunday morning, my oldest, Chris, is going to U-Indy bowling tournament. It's local. It's on the west side at Western Bowl, right? So it's around 6:30 in the morning. He's kind of coming around a turn. Streets are awful. I mean, it looks like they had not been touched.
And I must say, that's awfully early to go bowling. That's what the way they do it in college, though, right?
Oh, yeah. 2 days. That was day 2 of the tournament.
It ain't the Big Lebowski.
No.
Right? This is collegiate bowling.
So he had a, check-in time by like 6:45, and then practice starts a little bit after 7.
Man.
So he's going around a turn, like around probably 10 miles per hour, just completely spins out, smacks like a median thing, causes $1,000 worth of damage to his car. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but did we not have a press conference from Boss Hogsett just like a couple days ago, talking about how they're going to be better with the roads and side streets? If it gets bad, we're going to take care of them. Well, this was a pretty big street at a college bowling tournament on the west side, coming down Washington, and makes a little turn to turn in, bada bing, bada boom. Now we're dealing with like alignment damage. We're dealing with axle damage. Cosmetically on the outside, it's not bad. It's all the crap that's on the inside.
Welcome to the party, Bal, I believe, is once one Joe Biden once said.
So, all right, that stinks. He's okay. He got to his bowling tournament. It was the final one of the year, so survive and advance. Fast forward to this morning, okay? My youngest, who's probably been driving for 3 or 4 months now.
By himself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He is 17 years old.
Okay.
And he's at a stoplight. Now, he stopped, and I can't stress this enough. He stopped at a light, and person behind him comes up fast, hits him from behind.
Oh.
So this is his first ever accident.
Yeah.
So he goes over to the side. The car that hits him goes to the side.
Yeah.
He gets out. He says, hey, I think we should exchange insurance information.
Sure.
Like you're supposed to do.
Protocol.
And according to Jacob, this woman did not speak English very well. She kept saying no, got back into her car and sped away.
Hit and run, baby.
First accident was a hit and run with somebody that barely spoke English. So again, I'm a little upset. This is day 2 of car hell. Hog sets crappy roads and then get hit by somebody that doesn't speak English, then drives away.
And Jacob's okay?
Yes, both kids are okay. His car is actually okay. Just some scrapes across the bumper, but his car is fine.
Yeah, but still, the hit and run. He wasn't even. Do you even call the cops in that situation? Do you just say, hey, you give me your insurance, I'll give you mine, and we'll do it that way?
Right.
I think that's kind of the protocol now. If you want to call the cops, you can. I think my mom got into a situation a few months ago where she got rear-ended, but she did end up calling the cops. But the cops said, that's fine. You could have called us. You could have not. But this was not even that serious of a situation.
Correct. So, I'm no Matlock. I'm no Magnum PI here, but I'm kind of putting 2 and 2 together. If somebody is involved in an accident, you ask them for identification and insurance information.
Sure.
They freak out and say no in broken English and speed away. The chances are either they don't have insurance or they're here illegally or a combination of both. So I post, this morning on my personal social media, I hope ICE finds the bitch that hit my son, that committed a misdemeanor against my kid.
Hold on, I didn't see. You used the B word?
Sure I did.
Wow. I didn't see that part.
And again, you could put 2 and 2 together on how this plays out. But then there's this former Wish TV reporter. She's a lunatic.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
She used to go by Nina Criscolo on the air. Now she is on social media. She doesn't have a job that I can understand. She goes by Nina Kohler, and maybe that's her real name, K-O something or other, Nina Kohler. She starts giving me a lecture about my post on social media. So for those keeping score at home, my son is involved in a hit-and-run situation. Chick takes off, doesn't speak English. I pointed out, and I'm getting a lecture from this lunatic.
It's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Welcome. Oh, yes.
So
welcome to social media, Hammer.
And the thing is, I have been nothing but nice to this woman for a long time. I think we even had her in studio once back when she worked at Wish. And I don't know what happened. Somebody told me she had some sort of accident where, she had a brain injury and it knocked her retarded. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, jeez.
But
wow.
I'm tired of being nice to these lunatics, especially that one. So if anybody knows a crazy Nina that used to work at Wish TV, she's totally trying to reinvent herself as some sort of hot take political machine. Like every Republican is Hitler, one of those types of people.
I don't understand what people. So I'm still a little confused on why people have a problem with the post on your Facebook page. Is it because you called this hit and run woman the B word?
Oh no, it's because I wanted ICE involved. I wanted ICE to find this woman and deport her if she's here illegally. Now, if she's here legally, then she's got nothing to worry about from ICE, right? If you're here legally and you just took off, then that's an insurance situation.
I thought it was the B word.
No.
It didn't even enter in my mind that, wow, okay.
Right. But it doesn't, register in their minds that if they're here legally, they've got nothing to worry about. But if you're somebody here illegally and you're crashing into people at red lights and then you flee at 7:15 in the morning, I'm probably going to have a problem with that, despite what that bat crap lunatic who has a brain injury wants to say about me.
I would love to see the stats of the daily hit and runs in this city. You hear about them all the time, and quite frankly, the only reason you hear about them when you do is because there's a fatality involved. Thank God nothing like that came close to happening, but the fact that they have a problem with the way you worded your complaint on your own personal Facebook page is pretty indicative of Facebook in general.
It totally is, isn't it?
And I really don't know who this person is, but
she's nuts. She's absolutely insane. And I've been nothing but nice to her, but there comes a point in time where it's time to not be nice anymore.
I get it. I get it.
I had to talk my wife into not finding out where she lives, driving over there and beating the piss out of her. Like the crazy coupon lady was ready to throw down.
Honey, don't. We need a little more money in the bail envelope before you can do that, okay?
Right. So
let's get another couple hundy in the bail envelope for under the bed that we keep there, and then we can take care of it that way.
Again, people always laugh when I say, but she's more of a hothead than I am.
But she's Mama Bear.
She is.
I mean,
she is
come on.
total Mama Bear. So again, that's how my weekend was.
Sorry about that, man.
But you know what? Both kids are great. Both kids are okay. That's the most important thing.
How'd the bowling league do? The last the last tournament.
Man, it was good. They were in there were some really big schools, like a lot of the Big Ten schools, like Purdue and Indiana, Michigan State, Penn State, and for a while there they were mid-pack. Man, they were hanging in there.
I got you.
Last day was kind of a turd, so we fell back a little bit, but no, it was a wild weekend.
Sorry, man.
Oh, I appreciate it. How about some good news? Can I give you some good news here?
I'm kind of reveling in the bad news, but yeah, let's go take over some good news.
Later this afternoon, the Senate's going to vote on a motion to proceed to executive session for Donald Trump's FBI pick, Kash Patel. Now, the Republican-led committee will then file cloture, which then puts Kash Patel on the clock. Barring any sort of crazy situation, it looks like Kash Patel will be confirmed by Thursday. Thursday at the earliest.
This is the guy that you wanted. Yes. Definitely, no questions asked for the FBI.
Correct. If he is going to do what he said he's going to do.
Epstein list there, day one.
I don't know if it's day one, but he promised the Epstein list and blowing the lid off all the corruption that's inside the FBI.
Blew the lid off the Hunter Biden laptop stuff as well.
And take this for what you will. Maybe it's coincidence. Maybe it's not. Peter Strzok, one of the great lovers, one of the most corrupt FBI clowns you're going to find, has scrubbed his Twitter account. So,
no kidding.
Maybe that's something. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I do know that Nina chick is a clown.
Oh,
all right, Matt Bear, what's going on?
Southbound 65 slow. West into Meridian Bend and eastbound 465 a little bit slow. Allisonville Road to I-69. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRU Green.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now we've got sunshine, so we got that going for us. Temperature is only 17 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Coming up next, we got a couple reasons to drink and rumors of AI Trump making a phone call into this show. You don't want to miss it. Stick around. I'm fired up, baby. Let's roll. Come at me. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five. Yeah.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
If you're drowning in unresolved tax debt, know this. The IRS can place a lien on your home, garnish your paycheck, and levy your bank account. That's catastrophe for you.
We interrupt this message to bring you some good news about your tax debt. We're TaxRise, experienced tax professionals who can help you seek relief programs and work directly with the IRS on your behalf. Find out if you qualify with a free consultation. 888-788-4220. Eric from South Carolina owed over $74,000. We helped reduce it to $798. Troy, a disabled veteran, owed over $142,000 and settled at $500. We've helped thousands of clients with their tax problems, and we're ready to help you. So take the drama out of your tax debt and rise above your situation with TaxRise. For your free consultation, call 888-788-4220. 888-788-4220.
Results vary, not guaranteed. Client names changed. TaxRise is not IRS affiliated or a law firm.
Best are us. When dreams sunk in, best are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
Best are us. When dreams sunk in, best are us.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center by offering the expert, compassionate care you need.
When I was at my lowest, I would have 2 or 3 nurses come in to give me a pep talk, telling me it's okay to feel this way. It's normal, but you have us to support you and you will get through this.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Well, according to a new report, Donald Trump keeps showing White House guests the room where Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky had sex. Now, I was under the impression that I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Now, that turned out to be a lie. But the report says, I think that'd be a point of pride if I was in the Oval Office, if I was showing people around.
Right.
I would be kind of curious.
Why are people offended by that? If you're taking a tour of the White House and Trump is the one giving it to you, that's where they did it. Right there. Right in that bed, right there. This is from the Washington Post. 4 people who took a tour with President Trump, not all at the same time, but in various times, made the same statement that he makes remarks about Clinton and Lewinsky. Aides tell the Washington Post that portions of the tour often lead to, quote, lengthy, sometimes crass conversations.
I would love Donald Trump to give us a tour. Could you imagine Trump giving the Hammer and Nigel show a tour of the Oval Office in the White House? I would.
Well, I'm glad you bring that
goal.
up.
Yeah.
I'm glad you bring that up because I tried to get President Trump on the show today to talk about this, but he's busy. So instead, joining us now on the hotline to talk about what these tours are like is AI President Donald Trump.
Hey, Hammer and Nigel, it's good to be back on with you guys. Yes, I have been showing the room where Bill Clinton took a cigar and treated Monica like a humidor. They had gross, sweaty Democrat sex, pasty white sex right there in the White House. The room still stinks. It's been a popular spot on the tours. I also show guests where the Biden cocaine was found and where that lard-ass William Howard Taft got stuck in the bathtub. Pretty soon, I'll find the exact spot where Dr. Jill Biden would change Joe's diaper. It's a really classy tour. Believe me. Okay, I gotta go. My big Diet Coke button is being cleaned off.
Yeah.
And I don't want RFK Jr. replacing it with a water button or some other healthy crap. AI Trump, out.
So that's AI Donald Trump.
What were some of the other features? Guess where the White House cocaine was found?
And where Taft got stuck in the bath. Among other things. Yes.
Oh, man, I would love to take a tour of the Oval Office with him.
With him as the tour guide, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got to be with him.
On my own dime, I would fly out there. I would not ask for anything. I would maybe expect a free Big Mac for lunch with the president.
I want to hit the button. I want to hit the Diet Coke button. Not the nuke. No, I'm not even worried about that. I want to hit the Diet Coke button.
And I did read where they are opening or have opened the White House up to tours again. They've been closed for years for tours.
Right.
They're open again. I don't know that necessarily Donald Trump is giving them every time.
The Bill and Monica area's got one of those big like neon lights with a heart on it. Right there. That's where it was. Listen, normally I ask you, Nigel, if you need a reason to drink tonight, but I'm taking this one.
Okay.
I've had a crappy 2 days. I need a reason to drink tonight. It's Molly Ringwald's 57th birthday.
You're kidding.
57th.
Love it.
So I've got 4 clips from Molly Ringwald movies, Nige. Your job, identify the movie, okay?
My job.
Your job. Here we go. Number 1.
Just say it!
I'm not lying.
Tell me!
What?
Tell me!
What do you want to hear?
Just tell me!
Pretty in Pink.
Yes.
You're ashamed to be seen with
No, I am
me! You're
not.
ashamed to go out with me! You're afraid! You're terrified that your good rich friends want to prove!
She's arguing with Blaine.
Yes.
Andrew McCarthy's character.
Blaine. His name is Blaine. All right. Number 2.
I can't believe I gave my panties to a geek.
I can't believe I gave my panties to a geek.
16 Candles.
Yes. Number 3.
Where's your lunch?
You're wearing it.
You're nauseating.
What's that?
Sushi.
Sushi?
Rice, raw fish, and seaweed.
You won't accept a guy's tongue in your mouth and you're going to eat that?
Can
I... Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Claire.
And number 4.
I'm pregnant. Can you pass the turnips?
I'm pregnant. Can you pass the turnips?
Oh, man. Oh, come on, man. I'm pregnant. Can you... And who's the dad in it?
Kind of a nobody dude, actually.
I'm pregnant. Can you pass the turnips?
It's the family dinner.
I know.
Her mom was like Cousin Eddie's wife.
Oh, at one point, are they so poor that like, they're showering in a with a shower curtain surrounded by a drain?
Yes,
I can't remember.
For keeps.
For keeps. Damn it.
Okay.
I play for keeps.
All right. Also, if that's not good enough for you.
Damn it.
Needing a reason to drink tonight, Dr. Dre is 60.
No way.
The DRE. To me, one of the great gangster rappers of all time. It's like my kid's the headphones guy. So, producer Allison, I've got a 7-song montage together. Hits from Dr. Dre. The over-under is set at 4.5. Nige, can Allison name 5 or more or 4 or less?
4 or less.
So you got the under. Okay. Honor system as always. You just had to have heard of it, okay?
All right.
Let's go.
If you do, you have no clue of what me and my
1 for 1.
Snoop Dogg came to do. It's like this and like that and like this and
Nothing but a G thing. Number 1.
Still Dre Day. AK.
2 for 2.
I can't keep it home a lot. Reverse, go back and take another spot, cause I'm rolling in my 6'4".
I don't think so.
Let me ride. Okay. You got 2 of them.
So strap on your Compton hat, your lopes, and watch your back, cause you might get smoked, blow. Yeah, and yeah, don't stop.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Deep cover. Okay.
Turn me back to the old me.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got
3.
something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. That that they forgot about Dre.
Now check the flavor that I'm bringing.
Yes.
The one and only DRE. And you
4.
keep the hands
Just got it.
Still with the under, but it's 4. There you go. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Yeah, Mark Dietel, the only real real estate expert I'd trust to sell my house or to find me a new one or to do both. How about Crystal in Franklin? She was moving to Kentucky, needed to move fast. She got the Mark Dietel marketing team on her side, was blown away. The plan worked. She got full list price in the first weekend. Just like that, Mark and his team got it done.
You have a lot of options in the real estate game, but here's what separates Mark Dietel from the competition. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and mutually agreed upon deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. This is what makes Mark Dietel the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Call him today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through March 23rd, get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add an unlimited mobile line. Plus, get free Wi-Fi equipment included for 2 years. Switch today and join the network that delivers gig speed to the most homes. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan auto post or bank account. Taxes and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After 12 months, internet rate increases to $65. After 24 months, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
4 people shot. About 15 degrees, mostly sunny in the circle. There's nothing to worry about on your radar. Even colder tonight, low temps drop to about 10. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:32. Shots were fired on the northeast side of Indianapolis this afternoon. IMPD Captain Shane Foley says there's a lot of work for detectives to do.
Got 4 individuals with injuries consistent with a gunshot wound. One of those individuals is unfortunately deceased. And we really need the public's help in identifying the individual or individuals responsible for this incident.
Foley says you can call IMPD or Crime Stoppers with any tips. He says surveillance video or a description of anyone is very helpful in cases like this. A new way to be charged with murder in Indiana. A bill's being proposed in the House that would hand out that charge to women who receive an abortion and also the doctor who performs the operation. It would change the state's criminal code and allow an unborn child to be named the victim of a murder. The Courts and Criminal Code Committee will take a look at the bill first. If they're good with it, it goes to the full House. Ukraine's president will not go to Saudi Arabia this week for talks about possibly ending the war with Russia. Here's Fox's Gernal Scott.
Volodymyr Zelensky said he put off his trip to Saudi Arabia until March 10th. United States and Russian representatives are there discussing ways to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Ukraine was not invited to take part. President Zelensky is insisting no negotiation be done behind Ukraine's back. The Russia-Ukraine conflict this month will hit the 3-year mark. Zelensky said Ukraine and Europe should be seated with Russia and the United States to ensure a fair peace agreement. That way, he said, Europe can also have a say in any security guarantees negotiated for Kyiv. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
2 snowstorms likely to show up in the next 2 days in Indiana, says Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service.
For this system, should see less than an inch, really from I-70 down to getting to near Vincennes and Seymour.
That second storm, though, is going to be a bit of a different story. 4 to 5 inches possible in the southern portion of the state. That's supposed to show up Wednesday night and continue into Thursday morning. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:34.
Attention.
If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-251-1912. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 463-251-1912. That's 463-251-1912.
The traffic at 335, here's Matt Bear.
Southbound 65, a little bit tight. West Street to the north split. And on the northeast side, eastbound 465 slows between Allisonville Road to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds remain for tonight, low near 10 degrees. Tomorrow morning, most stay dry with snow missing in southern Indiana. Backside flurries possible in the afternoon and evening, high near 20. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
This is how we do it.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Hammer's here with a very special in-studio guest.
He has been a writer for some of your favorite television programs, including The Late Show with David Letterman, your friend and mine, Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers on Twitter. I see you made it in safely today. Have you had better luck in navigating the roads this weekend compared to the Hammer Boys, Jeff?
Right. I heard about that. That's terrifying. I'm sorry that happened. Number two, this global warming is absolutely freezing. Number three, I don't understand what is going on with the roads, because when I woke up, it was Sunday morning, and I could not believe I was going to go to church. We had family in town. It's always fun going to church, you know, with family.
Sure.
You couldn't even get out on the road. You know, and this was 9 a.m. So
everybody on social media was like, roads are awful, roads are trash, roads are ass. And they were right.
They were right. And just to go back a little bit, I've risked my life before coming down here to be on the show. You know that.
You have.
Every day.
When Matt Bear was saying, you should be fine on 465, or take Fall Creek, and next thing you know, I'm sideways. But I just don't understand how we know it's coming, we know it's going to happen, and yet what's the deal? Is it we're trying to save a couple bucks, or why aren't the roads better?
It's called incompetence,
okay,
Jeff. That's what it is. And you've got a mayor here in Indianapolis that is really good at getting taxpayer money to fund ridiculous crap, but the basic duties of a mayor, making sure your community is safe, making sure the trash gets picked up and the roads are good, struggles a little bit.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I wanted to tell you also, I know about, the crashes with your sons, and that's terrifying. Just to let you know, when I was their age, I got in a wreck. I was delivering food for a restaurant in town called Alfredo To Go. I don't know if you remember that short-lived venture, but I was going over Allisonville, and I had $49 of pasta and chicken in the back of my Geo Storm, and hit ice, slid, ran right into somebody, and I turned out just fine. So I'm sure they'll be okay. And I ate the $49 worth of chicken.
I was going to say, yeah.
My concern was actually with the pasta.
Finished the whole thing. So and who knows, the people who ordered it to this day, they may still. And that was my last day of working there.
So you were like a crappy DoorDash guy before it was cool.
I don't think it was ever cool, but yes, that was me.
But the roads are like your one thing that you're passionate about. Like Rob Kendall is the face of property tax. You are the face of potholes and nonsense out in these streets.
Yes, because I'm terrified. I watch the news. I get up in the morning at 7, and I watch the people talking about the news, and I'm tracking it myself. I consider myself an amateur meteorologist. I did take one class at IU in meteorology. So I track these storms, and I look at the occluded fronts that are coming in that produce precipitation at some point. But then you wake up Sunday, and it's like, well, 3 inches, 3.5, 4 inches. But why am I the only one worried about this? Like, why isn't a mayor out there, with these salt trucks and like, we're going to fix this? Because it's only...
Well, it was a couple of years ago that was Photo Op Joe was his nickname, right?
Right. He would show up with these bedazzled jean jackets like he's filling potholes. But now he's nowhere to be found.
You're right. But has it
totally right.
Am I wrong in thinking that it used to be better? Because, I lived here up until I was 22 before I moved to New York, and I just don't remember it being this bad.
You're right. Joe Hogsett is the worst mayor Indianapolis has certainly seen in modern history. I don't know what happened back in the 1800s. Maybe there was some ass clown. I don't know. But pound for pound, we've had a lot of Democrat mayors. We've had some Republican mayors. Mm-hmm. They've done good things. They've done bad things. Joe's been the worst. The worst. On Twitter, Corn Pop writes in, if you're wondering where all the salt went for the streets, they used it on Joe Hogsett's margaritas.
Ooh, that's a good joke.
Good joke.
Congrats, Corn Pop. And then also, not just the snow. I went to go see Billy Joel and Sting last weekend. And I got off on a wrong exit and going to Lucas Oil. I hit a pothole that has affected my car to this day. Like, I don't understand how that's happening. And then they talk about raising property taxes, I assume, to pay for all this crap. yet none of it's happening.
Oh, Jeff, you and your drugs. Jeff Boggs is with us.
How was the concert?
Sting was Billy Joel was awesome.
I heard Billy Joel plays to the crowd really well.
He did. He did so many smart, he's such a showman. I've seen him a few times, but he was so good that it was invigorating. And brought my beautiful girlfriend, Molly, who she enjoyed quite a few beverages. So she really enjoyed the concert. And of course, I was driving in all of this. So I had popcorn and Diet Coke, but we had a great time.
Did you watch any of that SNL 50 thing? That was the big deal this weekend. SNL's 50th anniversary. We kind of talked about it on Friday. We did our favorite characters of all time. Not necessarily cast members, but characters. Did you get into SNL? Did you watch any of it?
Yeah, I watched the special. I was a huge SNL fan growing up.
Did you know any of the writers when you were writing for Letterman?
I did. We actually had one of the guys in the office next to me at Letterman was Will Forte. He was on for a couple of cycles, like the coolest guy in the world. And then I remember the night he got fired, we went out and bought cases of Budweiser and sat in his office, and he was like, I'm so glad I got fired because I can't handle this job. It was SNL's they talk about SNL, how it's so crazy every week. We're at Letterman, they kind of did it every night. Right. So the pressure on Letterman was way more than SNL.
And I bet Letterman and Lorne Michaels probably a lot alike, where they demand, certain things be done, and they're not real cheery all the time.
Right.
Who was the producer for it? Was
Morty.
Morty. That's right.
Yeah, it was Morty, and then he got canned, and Rob Burnett, one of the funny guys, came in. Listen, I was it was a very shaping TV show for me growing up, SNL. So I went into it with my eyes wide open, the Sunday night special, and it was cool, but man, they're doing that skit that's the first time I've seen Eddie Murphy be hilarious in over a decade. And I'm watching it and I'm going, this is great.
It was the Tracy Morgan thing, right?
It's Eddie Murphy playing Tracy Morgan on Black Jeopardy. It was just like, I could have watched 10 minutes of that because Eddie was committing to it. And you could tell he was having fun. And then, of course, they have to just bring in Tom Hanks in the MAGA hat. And they should have just shown the cue cards. The cue card should have said, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad. And then he does some stupid thing about, Republicans who think going to church is good and they hate black people.
And he doesn't want to shake hands with the black people.
It was like it was 2016 all over again. They crowbarred that thing in towards, it was at the very end, right?
Well,
it was kind of a throwaway thing.
No, it was kind of in the middle, the Black Jeopardy.
I'm not saying the Black Jeopardy, but Hanks's part.
Right.
Of that sketch.
But why have it at all? And
You're right.
If you remember the moment, a lot of people say they jumped the shark, this time, that time. In 2016, after Hillary left, if you remember, one of the cast members went to the piano dressed in all white and played Hallelujah, and it wasn't a comedy bit. It was serious, and she was weeping during it. And I think if you are involved in, if you get paid to do comedy and you're associated with whatever the crap that was, that's incredibly embarrassing. So to me, that's when they've had some funny skits since. But man, you just watch that show and you're like, it used to be. You remember how great, how funny comedy used to be.
And when Elon Musk was the host, and we'll talk about Elon here in a little bit.
It's Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon, yes. Who's very funny, but what is she doing?
I know.
But half the cast members were planning to protest when Elon Musk was asked to host that week. Like, they were prepared to get big ratings, something they don't normally get anymore on Saturday Night Live. And you've got a bunch of these B-list cast members. I don't think it was any of the main players that were threatening to walk out, and they were upset having to be in the same room as Elon Musk.
Remember Andrew Dice Clay, same thing about 10 years before that, and they were all protesting. And remember Nora Dunn? She was the one who took a stand, and of course her career's taken off since then. But yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Trump hosted, comedy used to be funny. And I think that's the most important thing. I put on the old Twitter, I'm like, hey, have your kids watch this, because they're going to see some things that they'll laugh at. And it's like, this is what it used to be like. It didn't used to be hard applause and, angry rah-rahs. It used to be really funny stuff. And, that's what the special was to me. I thought Adam Sandler's song was unbelievable.
I have not heard that yet.
It was touching, and he's a dude who walks the line. His political party is cash, money. But
I think he's a closet conservative.
I think he is to a
point.
point.
That's the term we keep hearing.
I think his Michael Jordan attitude of Republicans wear Jordans too.
I don't think you're having a bunch of fine arts majors going to see Grown-Ups too. You know what I mean?
All right. Come back for one more segment?
Yes, please.
Jeff Boggs with us. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Maintenance is going to drastically increase the efficiency and performance of your system. It's also going to significantly improve the longevity of it. People think that they are saving money by skipping their maintenance, and in reality, they're just shaving years off the life and increasing the consumption of that unit, spending a lot more in the long term.
Get your tune-up today at Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Thinning hair? This year, grow your hair back like I did. Call 317-522-2995 or visit WeGrowHairIndy.com.
Go now to bwindow.com and receive $400 off per window and $250 off any patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
We got Larry the Cable Guy calling in at 5:30 today. Guy Relford, since we didn't work yesterday, we'll have a Tuesday gun day at 4:30 and more with Jeff Boggs here in just a moment. Right now, Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
Yeah, I'm watching the camera up on the northwest side. It's the West 56th Street camera where we've had a stall on southbound 465 at West 56th Street blocking the left center lane, and one of the stalls has got out of there. Now all of a sudden the pickup truck has just suddenly stopped on this southbound 465 at West 56th Street. Delay is back to I-65, but once again all the cars are now moving, so hopefully this delay will start to dissipate as the evening progresses. Looking at southbound 65 slow, West Street to Meridian Penn, eastbound 70 starting to drag from West Street into the South Split. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I love how many people are sending me direct messages ripping on that crazy Nina chick, by the way. Keep it coming. 18 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Jeff Boggs with us. Speaking of crazy people, Elon Musk and Ashley St. Clair.
Huh?
I guess Elon put a shorty into Ashley, and now there's bad blood. Do I understand this correctly?
Yeah, it was so weird this weekend. I mean, who'd have guessed it? This girl who just kind of popped up on everyone's feed a year and a half ago and now has over 1 million followers. Turns out she had Elon Musk's child. So I guess that helped her with her Twitter
algorithms.
I guess that is, everyone wonders what is the new algorithm, and apparently sleeping with Elon Musk is one of them. So.
Elon Musk has children in the teens, and I'm not talking about one kid in their teenage years.
No.
13 kids, 4 wives.
He's got 13 kids.
Yes.
4 wives.
He's going to have a football game with Phillip Rivers here in a few years.
I think so. And what's wonderful about this is the girl, very cute girl. And she appeared on my radar, my Twitter radar, about a year and a half ago. And you're like, oh, well, who's the hot chick, who does kind of witty stuff.
And she's on Gutfeld, from time to time.
From time to time. And then she was, let's be very clear about this, she was the director of operations for the Babylon Bee. That was her job.
No kidding.
And so you look at these two accounts who have, in the last year and a half, gained millions of followers. And Ashley had the gall 6 months ago to post, wow, my Twitter payouts have gone from $2,000 every 2 weeks to $8,000 every 2 weeks. That's a lot of money for those keeping score at home.
And I feel like Babylon Bee was one of those accounts that the original Twitter banned. And it's like kind of one of the reasons why Elon bought it. bought X.
They got one of the first interviews with Elon. The Babylon Bee did.
And it's real. It's interesting how all of this turns out. And they did something. I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you guys see the poll that they did? The online poll. So they asked 1,000 women, would you sleep with Elon Musk to get more Twitter followers? They asked that to 1,000 women. 68% said absolutely not. 32% said never again. So
I thought there was a redeeming sort of humanity kind of comment there, right there. I thought you were going somewhere serious with that.
No, it was just a dumb joke.
Almost 70% said no, they would never sleep. And I was like, all right, that makes me feel good about humanity.
Listen, that's going to be a rich kid growing up one day.
No,
like, if Elon wants to get me pregnant, I'm open for business.
But it is weird when we talk about, hashtag we are the media now, conservatives, we are the media now. And it's like, well, wait, who's the we, and how exactly do you become the media?
Because hot chicks who have hooked up with Elon Musk.
It's like the Hunger Games, the end of the Hunger Games, when they are about to kill President Snow, and then Katniss goes, I think I'm gonna take out the new leader because this looks just as crooked. I sure hope we don't go down that path, because we just need straightforward media.
Find him on social media at Not Kenny Rogers. Jeff Boggs, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Has the holiday season left you overwhelmed, stressed out, and overweight? Do you feel frustrated when you think about what you need to do to be healthy and feel better? You deserve a simple approach to a stronger, healthier, and more enjoyable life. Exercise Inc. has been helping people in Central Indiana reach their health and fitness goals for 20 years. The approach is simple. Strength train with a certified coach once a week for 20 minutes. Adopt the 9 simple habits you need to follow to change your health and lose weight. Then get out there and enjoy life, because you'll be stronger and have more energy, and you're going to feel better, and you'll lose weight, and you'll probably even look better too. And you may even be able to get off of some of those prescription medications. Exercise Inc., Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers. The studios are private, no mirrors, no music, and no spandex. Just you and a professional coach working to reach your goals for the new year. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up for a free consultation.
February is here and love is in the air. But if you're not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution with their Love Your Windows sales event. Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Right now with Universal Windows Direct, for every 2 windows you buy, you're going to get the next 2 free, and there's no limit. Need 4 windows, you pay for 2. Need 20, pay for 10. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. And that's not all. Universal Windows Direct is offering no-interest financing for 3 years. That's 36 months of easy payments with 0% interest. Already have a price from another company? Universal Windows Direct will beat it, so you know you're getting the best deal around. Now, some restrictions may apply, so call Universal Windows Direct to get all the details and schedule your free in-home estimate. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. And check everything out on the web at universalwindowsdirect.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. Have you been dreaming of kitchen updates since the new year began? My friends at Hope Plumbing want you to love your plumbing. Update your faucets, fixtures, water heaters, and more with a $100 off a $500 plus plumbing service. Make your remodel dreams or small home update wishes come true and start to love your plumbing again. Call and schedule an appointment today at 317-641-HOPE or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
Your local news coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis.
Tom Rigotti, Fox News. Russia and U.S. negotiators in Saudi Arabia agree on a process to settle the war in Ukraine. President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff.
Everybody there to get to the right outcome, solution-based. We discussed it afterwards. We couldn't have imagined a better result after this session. It was very, very solid.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says an end to the Ukraine conflict must be acceptable to all involved. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says both sides are committed to finding solutions.
I have reason to believe that the American side has become more understanding of our position, which we have once again presented in detail and with specific examples on the basis of President Putin's multiple statements.
Rubio says the process will begin by restoring U.S. and Russian diplomatic missions. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz says President Trump's bottom line is the war must end, calling it a meat grinder of people. Investigators have not yet given a cause for Monday's crash landing of a Delta jet at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. Fox's Nate Foy is there.
The fire chief last night suggested that wind and snow did not play a role because he said that the conditions on the runway were good. I had the opportunity to ask him to elaborate on that, and he said that now that it's an active investigation, he simply can't provide any more color on that, at least right now. We did get more updates. The CEO of the airport kept the injury total at 21. 2 people remain in the hospital. Unbelievably, nobody was killed in this really scary, but ultimately could have been a lot worse plane emergency landing here in Toronto.
The president and CEO of the airport also praised the flight crews, saying they heroically led passengers to safety. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Gun violence in Indianapolis. Mostly sunny skies. You do have temperatures in the mid-teens. All clear with a radar low of 10 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. 4 people were shot on the northeast side of Indianapolis today. John Herrick reports.
The shooting happened on Wallace Avenue near East 38th Street and Emerson Avenue at around 12:15.
So, in summary, there were a total of 4 individuals, all believed to be adult males. 1 is deceased inside a house, 1 in critical condition, 2 in stable condition.
IMPD Captain Shane Foley also said there could be more than 1 suspect, and they need help from the public finding everyone involved. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A bill is being proposed by Indiana lawmakers that would allow prosecutors to charge someone with murder if they performed or had an abortion. The legislation would label an unborn child as a victim under the state's criminal code and does come with a few exceptions. The Courts and Criminal Code Committee is going to look it over first. It's much colder today than it typically is for this time of year, says Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service.
Really bitterly cold temperatures probably last through Thursday, and then we'll start to see temperatures warm Friday. And really, by the time we get into the weekend, we're going to be back close to normal by Sunday.
Ryan says most of the state is expected to get 2 snowstorms within the next 48 hours, so keep an eye on that radar. Indiana Democrats are wanting a budget that fully supports things like education and Medicaid. Ryan Hedrick reports.
You might wonder who's going to pay for all that, but Representative Greg Porter says Republicans are naive not to fund these priorities, calling them investments in your future. And he says wealthy Hoosiers should pay their fair share.
So that means if I am a millionaire, I can get a $6,000 or $7,000 tax break. Why are we doing that? Why are we hurting lower-income people?
At a news conference Tuesday, Porter said the state has been acting like a big corporation, pushing big projects while top leaders get big raises. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC, Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. What's the Comer & Cross difference? We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. In one day, you will love your gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor just in time for spring. Call us right now for $1,000 in savings during our winter sale. Operators are standing by now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Baer.
Harrison, I'm looking at the northwest side stop-and-go traffic on southbound 465 from West 71st Street to West 56th Street. Around West 56, we have a problem in that left center lane. Cars are stopping, putting on their hazards, and then going again. This is resulting in stop traffic back to West 71st Street. Looking at the southeast side. Eastbound 465 at Emerson Avenue, stall on the right shoulder. Inbound 65 stop and go 21st to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds remain for tonight, low near 10 degrees. Tomorrow morning, most stay dry with snow missing in southern Indiana. Backside flurries possible in the afternoon and evening, high near 20. I'm Wish TV's Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer over there. Property tax update. So I guess the Senate kind of slowly moving this turd of a bill through, hoping the House can fix it. I believe this is the part of the show where Jason Hammer, my esteemed co-host, goes through the list of people who screwed you on the property tax bill as it was before they got a hold of it.
Travis Holdman, the man responsible for the bill. We tried to call him on Kendall and Casey this morning. We got the runaround, but I think we left a message. Scott Baldwin, who's got skin in the game when businesses and schools get built on property. We left a message, still have not heard back. Brian Buchanan, Chris Garton, Mike Gaskell, Tyler Johnson, Ryan Mishler, Rick Niemeyer, Linda Rogers, Kyle Walker. All screwed you on property taxes.
What was the deal with Holdman this morning? I was listening to you guys on the way in, and it seems like they put you on hold 5 different times. And go back further than that. What are you doing on Rob and Casey's show during your segment?
So every day at around 10:48-ish, it's when I come on with Rob.
Yeah.
We have a segment called Callin' Lion Dudes. And we take the list that I just rattled off, and we're calling them one by one to see if we can get them live on the air, or if somebody will call us back and give us some sort of resolution, some sort of answer that makes sense as to why the majority of Hoosiers are not going to see any sort of property tax relief, despite the fact that this is the governor's biggest issue. It was SB 1, and most of the Republicans that were up for election campaigned on lowering property taxes.
Imagine that. Yeah, I heard you trying to call Holdman, but they put you through to like 3 different senators that weren't Holdman.
I think I got through an egg roll king at one point or something, and They had to send me back, and eventually we had to leave a message.
You would expect, so you're going to go through all these guys one by one each day and try to call them.
You set them up, I'll knock them down one by one. So in addition to the argument, the mass hysteria that, well, if we lower property taxes for all these, regular people like Hammer and Nigel and Allison and all these people, well, the schools might have to close down. We might not have a fire department or a police department. Some people buy into that hysteria, which is laughable and it's ridiculous, because it's not like property taxes are going away. All we were asking for was to go back to 2021 levels. Schools, businesses, whatever, still get property tax money. But we would get just a little bit of a break too. We're just asking them to tighten the belt a little bit. Maybe small schools don't need 18 employees making over $100,000. So that's all we're asking for, but that's apparently too much. Here's the new mass hysteria. And again, hat tip to producer Kevin, who works with Rob Kendall and Casey Daniels. He hooked me up with some of these sound bites. This is the new level of crazy. So Democrat Senator Greg Taylor, if that name sounds familiar, he was supposed to be the minority leader for the Senate in Indiana, but there was a little situation that the Indy Star reported on about some sexual harassment, like quite a bit of it. So he lost that title. His argument is, well, if we cut property taxes, then, I don't know, we might not have stoplights anymore.
Because this is what's going to end up happening. When the snow plow needs to come out and they need to plow your street, do you want us to have to pay a fee for it? Or, better yet, don't have snow plows. Or here's one, street lights. Street light gets ran over by a truck in an accident. You want it replaced? Sorry, we can't issue debt to pay for these improvements. How about this one? For those of us who live in Marion County.
How does he know? Like, what?
He
just
doesn't.
pulling stuff out of his butt. Like this lamp that's in my office. If it falls down, I'm going to have to pay for it myself. I'm going to have to buy my own light bulb.
This dog that I just adopted, we might have to take it back and shoot it in the backyard. We might not have the money for dog food anymore.
He's just saying random things.
Right.
Like he has no clue what he's talking about.
So instead of a school corp or a community tightening the belt just a little bit, we're not saying gut everything, just eliminate some of your six-figure social media people that work in the schools, one or two less admins, you still get property tax money. But the crap we're being peddled is that we won't have, now keep track, police, firefighters, snow plows, and now stoplights. He later goes on to say, like, water and, sewage as well. So there's that.
You know what? Screw it. Keep the property taxes high. I can't deal without stoplights. Okay? Right. Forget everything I ever said about property taxes. We need our stoplights.
Now, that guy's a lunatic Democrat, right? He's kind of like Nina that used to work at Wish TV. I get it. I expect that from him.
Oh, boy.
But it's the Republicans. The Republicans are the ones that have screwed you over the most. Here is one of the guys on the list, Senator Mike Gaskell. He agrees property taxes stink, and they've increased, and it's hurting Hoosiers, but he doesn't really have an answer for anything, despite the fact he's on the committee.
To me, it seems like we need to, as we move forward with this, see if there's some way that we can put a little more heat on those units of government that are the most outrageous in the size of their property tax rates.
You do it.
But then when you get down to the bottom, property tax is really a horrible way to tax our residents.
Agreed.
And over the last 100 years, we've had repeated examples where the property taxes have gotten out of hand at the local level due to the actions of the locals. We've increased a tax at the state level to provide relief. And then before too long, we have the same problem again. There's a history of this, and I'm afraid that if we don't take further actions after this bill, that we might get there again.
Then take further actions, moron. You're on the committee. You're literally on the committee that is a part of this whole thing. And you pushed this crappy bill through. Okay, that's bad enough. Now let's go to another Republican. Now, he wasn't part of the first group that screwed you, but he's got plenty of screwing still inside of him. Senator Dan Durknuck. I'm probably butchering his name, Dernulc. He wants everybody to vote yes on this turd of a bill that gives schools more money, you nothing, but he looks forward to the House changing it and making it good.
I'd appreciate everybody to vote yes on this to keep it moving forward. I'm going to vote yes, but I will be watching for some great changes from the, as you put Senator Holman in this, but also from the House. Thank you.
His whole strategy is, I'm going to pass it through and hope that the House fixes it.
You guys handle this thing. I'll vote yes, but this is your problem.
What in the hell is that? Why are you passing it through and hoping the House does something when you can do something right now? You and Gaskell and Buchanan and Baldwin and Holdman. I know they're busy not returning my calls. I'm hoping they're working on the bill, but they passed through this turd, and that tells me that they're not. They're hoping that the House fix it. So no pressure, Republican House members, but these morons in the Senate, they have nothing to offer, so they're hoping you can fix it. The only one that tried to put some amendments in there that were worth a damn was Senator Mike Young. I give hat tip to him. At least he tried.
Sure.
These other guys were like, yeah, it sucks, but what can we do?
It's their problem.
You're on the committee that was supposed to fix this thing. A statement from Governor Braun. And again, we're going to try to get him on sometime, hopefully next week at the latest, to talk about this. He put out a tweet, quote, as SB 1 moves to the House, I want to be clear on one key point. A real tax cut means taxpayers keep more and governments take less. SB 1 doesn't cut taxes for homeowners hit hardest by skyrocketing assessments since 2020. It just slows down how fast their bills will increase next year. And he goes on, a couple different paragraphs laying everything out. So we could be in a situation where if the House doesn't fix the mess that the Senate created here, maybe Governor Braun calls a special session and makes these people actually stay and work, which is the one thing they clearly hate to do because they just passed this one through.
They don't want to do that. Not at all.
And try to figure something out. Yeah. Real quick, we haven't done this in a while, Nige.
What's that?
Allison hit me with some vaccine stuff. Pharmacies, antibodies, side effects, vaccine stuff.
Shot.
Nobody rocks a scarf like Deb. Dr. Deborah Birx, part of your COVID task force. You remember that good time group.
I mean, she wasn't exactly the face of the COVID task force underneath Donald Trump and Mike Pence, but she was the boss. She was Fauci's boss in that whole thing. Yes, Dr. Deborah Birx, the scarf queen. Yes.
She is now admitting, here we are, 5 years down the road, that COVID shots were pushed on the wrong people.
You're kidding.
He made it very clear to every mom out there that his children were immunized about childhood vaccines. Yeah. And what we've done wrong in public health is we didn't explain that COVID vaccines were nothing like the childhood vaccines, and that the childhood vaccines, like many of the diseases, you get it once, you don't get it again. And this is getting the children to have that disease without getting the deadly consequences. That is not what the COVID vaccine was designed to do. It wasn't designed to prevent against infection. And if you look at the vaccine hesitancy rates, they've doubled since COVID. The messenger RNA vaccine should have been rolled out for the people that were at risk for severe disease.
You wonder, there's so much I could go down. There's so many roads I could go down with her, but she said something about officials exaggerated the COVID-19 risks. It's because when people started to realize that like 99% of us are going to be fine, it becomes a little more difficult to get people to comply. That's exactly what she was saying. I hope we can talk about this again later on in the show because there's a lot I want to say about that. She's egregious. She's evil. And she's a long-winded talker, too.
It's a long answer, Deb. A lot of information. Long answer. Matt Bear.
All right, we are looking at northbound 465 on the northeast side. And it's a stall near 75th Street, blocking the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic to Fall Creek. On the northwest side, southbound 465, still loaded up from West 71st Street down to West 56th Street. Inbound 65, slow 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 drags from West Street to the South Split. And a crash at Fisher's. This is 116th Street at IKEA Way. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
What Burks just told Piers Morgan right there is something that would have gotten us banned across social media and labeled as conspiracy theorists, Hammer, and called grandma killers. And now she's making money telling the truth. Or maybe she's lying again. I don't know. She was lying at the beginning and made a lot of money, and now she's lying. Or she was telling us she was lying and now making a lot of money.
I was told that if you look at young, healthy people and say they don't need the vaccine, you are a science denier.
Maybe we should have paid attention to the science rather than the science.
The science with the air quotes.
Oh, my God.
18 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Is this anything? Next.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an amazing job on my garage floor that I'm having them back out to take a look at my concrete floor in the basement furnace room. I mean, they worked a miracle in less than a day for my garage floor. It was so awful and old and unmaintained, and they turned it into something 4 times as strong, easy to clean. My Galaxy Concrete garage floor coating is out of this world. Yours will be too. Check out their website. Check out the pictures. Get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070, and tell them Nigel sent you.
Here's how Tax Rise saved Yvonne over 99% on what she owed the IRS.
I got a letter from the IRS saying that I owed $69,000, and I had no idea what to do. That's when I contacted you guys.
Our tax professionals at Tax Rise jumped into action. They helped Yvonne file her back taxes and get into compliance, but they didn't stop there. They negotiated directly with the IRS to fight for her case.
Effective immediately, the IRS has accepted. All they want in return is $100.
Thank you guys so much. I can't even explain how grateful I am.
We're so happy we got Yvonne the relief she deserves. We've helped thousands of clients find solutions to their tax problems, and we're ready to help you. To find out if you qualify for a tax relief program, call TaxRise today, 888-829-0991. For a free consultation, call 888-829-0991, 888-829-0991.
Results vary, not guaranteed, uncompensated testimonial. TaxRise is not IRS affiliated or a law firm.
Are you having a hard time making it through a day of work without foot pain or discomfort with things that used to be simple like walking the dog? You may be thinking there's no way that something as simple as the Good Feet store can help you, like Bill.
My feet would just ache, my back would hurt, my ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I finally said, I'm going to do this. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Another satisfied customer of the Good Feet store is Wendy.
Since wearing my arch supports from the Good Feet store, my back pain is gone and my feet don't hurt as much. And as I look into the future without pain, I see myself being even more adventurous, joyful, and full of possibility.
Come to the Good Feet store today for your free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood just off the 65. Or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Discover your options at the Good Feet store.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
One of the real advantages that we have here at Hendricks is the scope of the services that we have to offer in orthopedics.
Whether they have a hip fracture or they're a high-functioning athlete, we're all working towards the same thing.
To have them be able to have an elective surgery safely and then go home also in a safe fashion is of utmost importance.
We very much want everyone to get back to doing everything that they were doing beforehand. We're really invested in it.
Unstoppable orthopedic care. Learn more at hendricks.org/ortho.
IT professionals, don't choose the wrong recycler. Choose technology recyclers for complete guaranteed data destruction. Why put your data at risk? You work too hard to experience a data loss by selecting the wrong recycler. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Brought to you by Window Nation. 50% off all style windows. You don't pay anything for 5 years. 866-90Nation or windownation.com.
Is this anything? By now, many of you have seen the video of that Delta Airlines flight from Minnesota that was arriving in Toronto and it flipped upside down. Injured 18 of the 80 people on board. Those that were injured were transported to a local hospital after the crash. Here is some audio of the tower and the pilot.
Clear to land, 23, Endeavor, 4890. We're going to Wingham. Wingham, okay. No problem. Are you able to go to 2000? We can give it a try for the weather link at 1 medevac. This airplane just crashed at 23. Flight 1 medevac. I got no traffic here, so just let me know what you'd like to do. We just had a crash on runway 23 here. Yeah, we've got it. The aircraft is upside down and burning.
I love how everybody's always so calm on these things. Yeah, we got an aircraft that's landing. It's upside down and burning. What do we do? All right, back to you. We can land anywhere you want. Flight 990, upside down. We have the left engine on fire. Copy that.
Very calm.
It wasn't the movie Flight where he landed it upside. Like Denzel Whitaker wasn't on this flight. The Delta flight landed. It looked like it was very snowy terrain, icy terrain, and when it hit the ground, I don't know what happened after that. Looked like there was a little bit of a fireball, and the plane kind of flipped over and injured 18 people, 80 people on board. Everybody got off. They were hanging there like bats, as one person described, Hammer.
It looks like that plane was coming in pretty quick. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it looked like it was coming in pretty hot for those conditions.
Here's one of the passengers aboard that plane. Again, landed upside down. This guy, it's kind of hard to hear. Just kind of pay attention. This is sort of a dramatic recording when others were being evacuated on the runway in the freezing cold yesterday. Here it is.
We're in Toronto. We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site. We're upside down. Everybody, most people appear to be okay. We're all getting off. Some smoke going on.
Man.
Yeah, I'd
He
be
seems pretty
terrified.
calm,
I saw another guy. That was getting off and had his phone going, and the stewardess or the airline attendant was like, "Turn your phone off! Turn your phone off!" And he's like, "I just effing crashed. Look at this effing plane. Holy effing S!" Like he's out by this time, and the plane that he just landed in was upside down. What the F? This effing plane. Holy F! I don't blame the guy a bit.
They were giving him crap because he had his phone out?
Yeah, put your phone down, sir. I think, well, it was when he was
Flip the plane around, ma'am. I'll put my phone down when you flip the plane around.
Yeah, you're on that kind of plane with young kids. I guarantee those kids ain't ever getting on a plane ever again.
Yeah, that's pretty traumatic.
For me, as an adult, I might be hesitant.
But you're right. How calm were those like air traffic controllers? It was reminiscent of something we've talked about a lot when the officers were preparing other officers for the drunk, naked Randy Travis that awaited them. Now,
jeez.
I want to prepare you for something. There's a plane that's upside down and on fire. Oh, no.
Glad everybody was okay.
Is this anything? There's a Swiss company online that's selling tubes of coffee, like tubes that you can spread on your morning toast.
What, like toothpaste?
It's even thick enough that you could put it on like a fruit, like a banana. Here are some reactions to people trying this coffee-like spread for the first time.
What do you like to spread on your toast in the morning? Butter, jam, how about coffee paste? That's jet black and apparently tastes quite bitter.
Comes out quite easily.
It looks quite nice. It looks like Marmite.
Oh yeah, really easy to spread.
Wow.
This is not for me.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It makes the bread taste burnt. As someone who is at the lighter end of the coffee spectrum, this is too much.
Genuinely 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no, nothing. Why make things more complicated than they need to be? If you just want coffee, you don't need a toothpaste-like substance in a tube with a knife to spread the coffee on your toast. Just put in a Keurig and pour it in a cup.
Coffee exists. You can drink coffee. It's easier to consume that way than buying a tube, opening the tube, spreading it. No.
That apparently it tasted awful. No, thank you.
It's a big negative, Ghost Rider, right there.
Hard no.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
No other real estate agent I'd trust to sell my home or to find me a new one. In fact, I don't consider Mark Dietel just any real estate agent. He's a real estate expert right here in Indy. There hasn't been a problem. There hasn't been a situation he couldn't handle. How about Katie and Chris in Perry Township? Their marriage was ending, but they were both ready to sell the house and move forward with their lives as soon as possible. Mark Dietel understood the situation, made it happen fast and easy. Their home sold for more than they anticipated in just 24 hours.
Mark Dietel is the best in the business because of the guarantee. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That is what separates Mark Dietel from the competition. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today. At least start a conversation. 317-755-4232 or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care. Simply delivered.
Speed. Power. Legendary. This is May in Indy. Start your engine. It's passion and drama. History and tradition. On their feet. Victory and defeat. He will not catch it. Joseph Newgarden goes back to back. This is the Indy 500.
Get tickets for the 109th Indy 500 presented by Gainbridge at IMS.com.
This is May.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A fatal shooting, 18 degrees with only a few clouds floating over the monument. Your radar is clear and you'll have a low of about 10 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:33. There was gunfire on the northeast side of Indianapolis today. IMPD Captain Shane Foley says officers are looking into it.
What I can tell you is that approximately 12:15 p.m., IMPD North District officers responded to the 3500 block of Wallace on a report of a person shot.
He says 4 people were shot. One of them died. Police are now looking for anyone who may have been involved. There could be more than one person. A bill is being proposed by Indiana lawmakers that would allow prosecutors to charge someone with murder if they performed or had an abortion. The legislation would label an unborn child as a victim of murder under the state's criminal code. It does come with a few exceptions. The Courts and Criminal Code Committee is going to look over the bill first. A Delta flight headed to Minneapolis to Toronto Monday crash-landed at the Pearson Airport. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Trump's taken executive action to make federal agencies like the FAA focus on merit and skill-based hiring.
We want the best and the brightest, the most competent individuals in positions, especially of public safety at the FAA, the Department of Transportation, and all departments across this federal government so we can best serve the American people.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said on social media Trump recently let go of FAA safety specialists. And Democrats are pushing for a budget that fully funds education and protects Medicaid. Ryan Hedrick reports.
You might wonder who's going to pay for all that, but Representative Greg Porter says Republicans are naive not to fund these priorities, calling them investments in your future. And he says wealthy Hoosiers should pay their fair share.
So that means if I am a millionaire, I can get a $6,000 or $7,000 tax break. Why are we doing that? Why are we hurting lower income people?
At a news conference Tuesday, Porter said the state has been acting like a big corporation, pushing big projects while top leaders get big raises. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC, Mobile News.
And a good day in the market. The Dow up by 10 points, closing at 44,556. The Nasdaq was up by 14 to 20,041. The S&P 500 up by 14, finishing at 6,129. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:35.
One of the joys of working with Radio 1 has been that they actually listen.
How can a partnership with WIBC serve your business?
My name's Jake Stamper. I'm the president and CEO of Sagacity Consulting, a full-service marketing and advertising firm.
Communication.
I choose to work with Radio 1 because I have such respect for their ability to achieve a goal. We have served manufacturers to not-for-profits to retail, and the privilege that we have in working with Radio 1 is that they listen to the problems that we're trying to solve or the goals that we want to achieve, which each one of those very vast clients.
Deliver your message to the audience that matters.
My clients have been extraordinarily happy over the last 20 years with the results produced by Radio 1.
Text business to 71007 to take your advertising to the next level.
Radio 1 does a phenomenal job at connecting with the community on every level.
Get results with WIBC.
The traffic at 4:36. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, northwest side, southbound 465, still stop and go traffic 71st Street down to West 56. And on the northeast side, northbound 465, stall at East 75th Street, backing up traffic down to I-70. Eastbound 465, stop and go Keystone Avenue over to I-69. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic from 29th to Meridian Penn on a 6-minute delay. Eastbound 70 drags into the south split before West Street. Traffic sponsored by B-Window this month at bwindow.com. Receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing. B-Window, proud to be employee-owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds remain for tonight, low near 10 degrees. Tomorrow morning, most stay dry with snow missing in southern Indiana. Backside flurries possible in the afternoon and evening, high near 20. I'm Wish TV's Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
It's Monday,
Tuesday.
Gun Day with the gun guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
Hammer and Nigel show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. A special Tuesday edition of Monday Gun Day with licensed firearms instructor and 2A attorney Guy Relford. host of the Guy Relford Show, Saturdays on 93 WIBC. Guy, how are you?
Man, I'm great, and thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday Gun Day. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest, and PA Jewelers located right in the store. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
Such a good sponsor. They followed you to Tuesday to sponsor this segment.
You know what? They are good people out there. Seriously, I shop out there. I am so proud they're a sponsor of Monday Gun Day, even on a Tuesday.
Well, let's start out with the most powerful court in the land, SCOTUS, Supreme Court. They may be taking up an assault weapons case. Now, first of all, I'm going to need a definition of assault weapon. What is an assault weapon, Guy? And then maybe we can expand a little bit on what this SCOTUS case means.
It's such a great question, Nigel. And, when liberal politicians, even David Chipman, who was at the time the nominee under Biden to be head of the ATF, was asked that question, what's an assault weapon? He couldn't answer it. And liberal politicians who want to ban them can't answer it. Now, the bad news is when they file bills or they pass laws that, for instance, like the law passed in Maryland that's going to be potentially going up to SCOTUS, they can define it in those laws. It's a semi-automatic rifle with a detachable magazine that holds at least 10 rounds, and it has a combination of some other scary features like a barrel shroud or a flash hider or a pistol grip and so many other cosmetic features. And they actually list them by make and model, and they can get specific about it. So
AR-15,
AR-15, AK-47, and similar rifles is predominantly what we're talking about. Yeah.
So this Supreme Court case taking on, air quotes, assault weapons, what are we talking about here?
Well, Maryland, like several other states, including our neighbor Illinois and California and many others, have banned so-called assault weapons. Even to Nigel's point, though, even though a lot of politicians can't even define what that means, but they have banned them. They've been banned in Maryland, among several other states. The court challenge with the constitutionality of Maryland's assault weapon ban is being considered in conference this week, this Friday, meaning the Supreme Court justices are considering whether they take that case. And if 4 justices of the Supreme Court, it's what's called the rule of 4. And but what's really interesting, it's not in the Constitution, it's not in a statute, it's literally the tradition of the Supreme Court. But if 4 justices under the so-called rule of 4 decide they want to hear this case, they'll hear it. And this is a big deal, because in all the different jurisdictions where they have assault weapon bans, we could finally get a Supreme Court decision on whether that's constitutional or not.
Okay, so we've got that in motion right now. Some other cases that involve interesting phrasing: secure storage bills. Okay, you sent me a story today about secure storage bills that would criminalize allowing your child to have access to your firearms. Walk me through this.
Yeah, I mean, we see these every session of the Indiana General Assembly, and they're introduced all across the country. So they've been passed some places, and it's just interesting to me because it says, and the bills are all different. So I'll just genericize a little bit. But what they generally say is, if you own a firearm and if you have anyone under your roof who's under 18 and you don't have your firearm locked up in a safe or secured by a trigger lock or otherwise non-functional, then you're guilty of a crime. So they're called so-called secure storage laws. And I always look at these, and I think they're completely misguided for a couple of reasons. One is because you may have someone under 18 who's completely trained and authorized to handle firearms. I mean, hell, Jason, we went out with your family, and including when your youngest was under 17, and he was fantastic. He was wonderful. He was safe. He was trained, and I wouldn't have a moment's hesitation in having that kid have access to a firearm. So that makes no sense. Secondly, and this is the story I sent to you, what if, you're 15, 16, 17-year-olds at home or even younger, and they have a break-in, right? There's a home invasion. Do you want to deprive that kid the ability, especially if they're trained and authorized to possess a firearm in your home, you want to deprive them of their opportunity to defend their home? And the story I sent you was a story out of Kentucky where just that happened. And they haven't released the name of the child involved. They just said child, meaning under 18. But there was a break-in where 2 adults broke into this kid's house. He was able to retrieve a firearm, and he shot both of the home invaders who were both found wounded on the property.
Nice.
He survived.
Good.
And it's just a perfect highlight to me of how misguided some of these laws are. And look, I've been preaching responsible storage of firearms for 30 plus years. And we always say, store firearms so they're not accessible to untrained or unauthorized people. But you may have trained and authorized people within your home who are under 18, and you shouldn't be a criminal because they have access to your firearms.
And you shouldn't just be a sitting duck or risk losing your life just because the law states that you should not pick up that weapon. Like this kid in Kentucky, again, we don't know how old he was, could have been anywhere from 17 to 11. I have no idea.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
But bad guys, multiple, broke into the house and the kid protected himself. I'm great with that. I think that's fantastic.
And I think what you're also saying is that 5-year-olds shouldn't have access to guns either that are just laying about.
Absolutely.
There
and
has
I've
to be
been
a
preaching.
line.
It's in my book. I wrote a book on gun safety, and that's on like page 3, where we talk about keep firearms inaccessible to untrained or unauthorized people. But you can have trained and authorized people under 18 in your home. That's why these bills, in my mind, are always misguided.
Come back for one more segment?
You betcha.
Guy Relford with us. It's a Tuesday edition of Monday Gun Day. Does that make sense? I don't know. But Guy Relford's coming right back.
With the economic cycle so unpredictable, you need to know your risk tolerance or what's an acceptable loss. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth. Matt Bear here. Hi, Trajan Wealth will help you invest technically and customize your portfolio so it fits perfectly with your risk tolerance level. The first consultation is free at 317-480-4040 or head to TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth knows we can't control the stock market. That's why they always incorporate the economic cycle into your investment considerations, and they know how to handle market turbulence. All important with shifting economic policy and the new administration here. Best yet, Trajan Wealth is a fiduciary, and they always have to act in your best interest. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth to schedule your free consultation. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com today. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numbness, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Matt Scholke, chiropractic neurologist and board certified in neuropathy. What is neuropathy?
Neuropathy is nerve damage in the feet or hands.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
Absolutely, and we get amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, pain, or balance issues, call Dr. Scholke today for a free nerve damage screening. This screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for their specialized treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Simply call 463-400-3338. Act now. Call 463-400-3338 for your free nerve damage screening. 463-400-3338.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at HIMS.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED. But HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to HIMS.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call taxes 321 now at 800-808-9443. 800-808-9443. That's 800-808-9443.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indie Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Matt Bear's got a look at the roads.
Yeah, Hammer on the northwest side, southbound 465, so much better. 71st Street down to West 56. Still dragging a little bit, but it is better. Northbound lane stop and go 86th Street up to 865. On the east side, the stall cleared northbound 465 before 71st. Now pockets of stop and go traffic running in that corridor from 70 up to Penn Pike and again East 56th Street to 71st. And crashing on the east side, 10th Street at Tuxedo, 10th Street at Franklin Road, 38th at Post Road. Traffic sponsored by Indie Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Just got a little breaking news here. A judge has denied the Democrat-led effort to block Elon and Doge access, citing lack of proven harm. So, full speed ahead for Doge to dive into more corruption. Right now, we've got partly sunny skies. Cold one, though, 17 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Guy Relford with us. So we talked about anti-gun nut David Hogg being named the vice president of the DNC last week, which was kind of an eye-opening thing. It sounds like some of the Democrats already, Guy, are having some buyer's remorse for hitching their wagon with that guy.
I laughed out loud when I saw this appointment, and you can kind of see the thinking of the Democrat Party. You know, they just put up this decrepit, ancient old dude who can't walk up or down a flight of steps, and they're thinking, man, we need to get younger, we need to get more dynamic, and oh, here, look, we've got this young guy who is campaigning for gun control. We'll make him an assistant director or whatever the title is of the Democrat Party, or assistant chairman. And I laughed out loud because I'm like, no one's vetted this guy enough to understand that he's a complete idiot.
Right.
I mean, he's got to be in like the 0.5 percentile of anyone who ever been admitted to Harvard.
It was a gift for him to get into Harvard because he didn't have the grades.
No.
But a liberal school allowed like the king liberal student to come in.
Exactly. The guy was a community college reject, and he gets into Harvard.
And is he going to bring back middle class, working class men in swing states?
That's such a great question. See,
is David Hogg the guy that's going to accomplish that for the Democrats?
Absolutely not. Just exactly the opposite. And now that's why the buyer's remorse, and that's a perfect phrase as Jason used it, is what the Democrat Party is experiencing here. Because the guy's all now that he's been empowered by the Democrat Party with a title on their behalf, he's all out there on social media completely embarrassing himself, completely embarrassing the Democrat Party. And as soon as I saw that original election, I said, this is the best thing ever for Republicans, because this guy's going to fumble, fart, and fall down.
Already we're hearing that some of the Democrats are upset at the outrageous messaging that he's putting out in these text messages, these push text threads, and he's also trying to raise money for like his own political gain here, not the party's gain. So we're like a week, barely 2 weeks into the reign of the hog as their vice president, and they're already thinking, this guy sucks.
Yeah, if I could think of a perfect Trojan horse to put in the middle of the Democrat Party, just embarrass the hell out of him, I'm not so sure I could think of a better one than David Hogg, because he's an idiot. He's got his own personal agenda. And let's face it, the only way this guy has, the only reason he has any exposure at all, any name recognition, is a lie, because he said he was in Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida at the time of that shooting. He wasn't even in the school.
He was enrolled, but he wasn't there.
He fabricated it, and we all know that. But next thing you know, he's on the cover of Time magazine, and he gained some notoriety. Now, the Democrats have bought into that. Hey, great, because I think it's a complete idiot move on their part.
One more thing here before we let Guy go. Donald Trump's executive order that told Attorney General Pam Bondi to review the United States position in all pending 2A litigation. What's going on here?
This is huge. And we talked a little bit about this last week, where President Trump's executive order said two things. And the one that everybody's focusing on is it said that Pam Bondi, as Attorney General, should review what ATF and agencies under Biden did on the Second Amendment, and that can affect things like pistol braces and other issues, ghost guns, quote unquote. But the bigger issue in my mind is exactly what you just brought up, Jason, which is the fact that Bondi's also been instructed by Trump in this executive order to review the United States position in all pending litigation that affects Second Amendment rights. So we just talked about the Supreme Court may take this assault weapon ban from Maryland. What if the Supreme Court takes that case, and at the end of the day, Pam Bondi looks at that case and says, I've reviewed our position, and we think that the petitioners are right. We think the government is wrong, and assault weapon bans are unconstitutional. They could literally fold their cards on behalf of the government and get a Supreme Court decision on that basis. And that's just one issue. There's so many nonviolent felons, people between 18 and 20 that want to buy a handgun.
Red flag stuff on the table.
There's all this pending litigation across the country, and she's been instructed to review the U.S.'s position in each one of those, and they could literally, I'm not predicting this, but it could happen, they could fold their cards in each of those cases, and that could advance Second Amendment rights in this country more than anything we've seen in the last generation.
If anybody wants to reach out to you, hire you, ask you a question, where can they find you?
Really through the website, relfordlaw.com, relfordlaw.com.
He's a damn fine American. That's the gun guy, Guy Relford. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Thanks, guys.
When you're running a small business, every dollar counts. And there's lots of ways you could try saving money, like, say, subletting half your office to an exotic pet shop, or downsizing your fleet of catering trucks to a fleet of catering scooters. Or you could try a smarter way to save. Switch to Comcast Business Mobile. It could save you up to 70% on business wireless compared to AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, and save you the hassle of having a parrot as your desk mate. So don't compromise your business to save money. Keep it growing with Comcast Business Mobile, an incredible value and smarter way to save. Comcast Business Mobile, powering smarter savings, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Compares weighted average of providers based on optimized pricing. Comcast Business Internet required. Reduced speeds after data usage included with plan. Savings may vary.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
At Busey Wealth Management, we're proud to partner with individuals, families, and foundations, ensuring possibilities become achievements. From preserving and enhancing your assets to securing your legacy for future generations, we're focused on your success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth. Since 1868, member FDIC.
Hey, Ma, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Dents happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here with an amazing offer for my friends at Hope Plumbing. For the month of February, install a tankless water heater and get $1,000 off. That's right, get $1,000 off any tankless water heater. So if taking endless hot showers, cutting down on your gas bill, and saving space in your home is on your to-do list, call my friends at Hope Plumbing and get your tankless water heater installed today. Visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, 4 people were shot, one of them killed this afternoon. A bill proposed in the State House that could charge women who get abortions with murder, and some chances for snow the next couple of days. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
Dodges Democrats. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. A federal judge has just denied a request by state attorneys general to temporarily bar Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency team from 6 government departments and OPM. The judge also denying a request by state attorneys general to pause Elon Musk and the Doge team for the mass firing of federal workers. We have word that Ukraine's president will not go to Saudi Arabia this week for talks aimed at ending the war with Russia. Here's Fox's Gernal Scott with more.
Volodymyr Zelensky said he put off his trip to Saudi Arabia until March 10th. United States and Russian representatives are there discussing ways to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Ukraine was not invited to take part. President Zelensky is insisting no negotiation be done behind Ukraine's back. The Russia-Ukraine conflict this month will hit the 3-year mark. Zelensky said Ukraine and Europe should be seated with Russia and the United States to ensure a fair peace agreement. That way, he said, Europe can also have a say in any security guarantees negotiated for Kyiv. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
There are still plenty of unanswered questions regarding the Delta plane that crashed upside down in Toronto yesterday. Fox's Nate Foy is more.
I had the opportunity to ask the Toronto Pearson fire chief to clarify some comments that he made last night that sparked some confusion because he suggested that the elements, the snow and the wind, may not have played such a major role in the plane crash.
I know I provided a little bit of information yesterday for transparency. Today, now we have an active investigation. Therefore, any of those questions would have to be directed toward Transportation Safety Board.
Now that plane will stay on the runway as the Transportation Safety Board of Canada leads the investigation with help from the FAA. The airport CEO also credited the plane's cabin crew who helped lead the evacuation with the plane upside down.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's been a busy day for the cops. A mix of clouds and sunshine on the monument with temperatures in the mid-teens, all clear under radar. Low of 10 degrees tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox for the Michaelis Corporation. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Crime scene tape is up on the northeast side this afternoon. IMPD Captain Shane Foley explains what officers found on Wallace Avenue.
Upon arrival, they located 2 individuals inside a residence. One of those individuals
believed to be an adult male, was determined to be deceased on scene. Another individual who was an adult male was transported to the hospital in stable condition.
Foley says a total of 4 people were found shot. 2 other people were also found not far from there, and police are now trying to find the suspects. If you have any info, give the department or Crime Stoppers a call. A proposed bill in Indiana would allow prosecutors to charge someone with murder if they received or performed an abortion. John Herrick reports.
Under this legislation, an unborn child includes any fertilized egg. The bill does make exceptions if the fetus happens to die during a life-saving treatment for a mother, if the medical staff tried to save the fetus. Spontaneous miscarriages do not count as murder. A parent could also sue the person who harmed the unborn child. Since those who wrote the bill want to make changes to Indiana's criminal code, the bill will be reviewed by the Courts and Criminal Code Committee. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana Democrats are wanting to bring diversity, equity, and inclusion back to state government with some new amendments introduced today by Representative Gregory Porter that are aimed at benefiting minority communities.
Including the Indiana Commission on Women, Commission on Race and Gender Fairness, and we've already been successful in reinstating the Indiana Native American Indian Affairs Commission and restoring funding to the Civil Rights Commission.
Porter says Democrats' amendments focus on a budget for the people. He's accused Republicans of crafting a budget that includes no funding for the College Success Program, which helps minority and low-income college students. And a couple of snowstorms are supposed to show up in Indiana the next couple of days. Forecaster Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service says the first brings just some light snow.
For this system, should see less than an inch, really from I-70 down to getting to near Vincennes and Seymour.
The second storm, Ryan says you're going to feel a lot more if you're in southern Indiana. That could bring with it 4 to 5 inches of accumulation Wednesday night into Thursday morning. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
When you have a fire emergency, you need a restoration company you can trust to put everything back together. Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I know. I've relied on Michaelis after a fire at my home. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Richard, what makes Michaelis the right call if you have a fire?
Michaelis is local and family owned. We are your neighbors, 39 years of experience, and we'll respond 24/7, 365. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified. We will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I've lived it. Michaelis was on the scene at my home before the firefighters had even rolled up their hoses. They asked me about calling a restoration company. I told them I had Michaelis. They told me Michaelis was the real deal. You help with insurance, too?
Yes, we'll work through the insurance process to give you peace of mind.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, going home to Brownsburg, westbound 74 is jammed right now from 465 past Dandy Trail. Northbound 465 on the northwest side is stop-and-go traffic. 86th Street up to 865. East side northbound 465 loaded at East 56. Starts to let go around 71st, 75th Street. Eastbound 465 slow roll Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65 looking at a 5-minute delay from 21st to Meridian Penn. Northbound lane slow out of the north split to 21st, and eastbound 70 not bad right now. A little bit slow West Street to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRUgreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds remain for tonight, low near 10 degrees. Tomorrow morning, most stay dry with snow missing in southern Indiana. Backside flurries possible in the afternoon and evening, high near 20. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's...
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Here we are about 5 years removed from COVID, and I still got a little bitterness in me. I always said, Hammer, that I was never scared of the virus. Pretty early on, I knew who was at risk. I knew who was going to be affected. I knew who we needed to protect, and that was just all by the data that I was looking at. But I said I was never scared of the virus, but I was scared of how the government and how human beings would react to the virus. And those trepidations were correct.
Right. You give them 2 weeks of your freedom.
Oh.
You saw what happened, right? That 2 weeks turned into a month. That month turned into 6. That 6 months turned into like a year and a half.
And it turns out things you and I were saying and Rob Kendall was saying and lots of other, actually, I don't want to say lots. Not very many other people in this city were saying. There was maybe a sports guy or two that was a friend of ours that was saying it. But it was like, look, we know who this affects. We don't need to shut the schools down. We don't need to stand 6 feet away from each other. We don't need paper masks that were made in China
that don't work,
from which the virus came, which was, boy, what a what a scam that was. We're going to release this virus, and then we're going to sell you masks that tell you it protects you from the virus, which doesn't even work.
No.
So the reason we're talking about all this is because somebody named Dr. Deb Burks, Rush Limbaugh called her the scarf queen. Dr. Deb Burks.
Was it a scarf or was it an ascot? Like, to me, it was more of an ascot like Mr. Furley.
Yeah. You could go either way. But she was the leader of the coronavirus task force under Donald Trump and Mike Pence, even under Fauci. She was the boss of Fauci. And Fauci ended up being the face of kind of the whole thing.
She was the boss in name only, though. Let's be honest. Fauci was calling the shots.
Okay, all right, that we could talk about that. That could be that's an interesting thought right there. But she has written a book, and she said as much in this book as she is saying now on Piers Morgan. Can we go back and visit Deborah Burks? Again, out there every day for 2 or 3 hours. You remember those Donald Trump coronavirus press conferences?
They were marathons.
People say they were a disaster. I like them because if you're going to shut the country down, you damn well better get out in front of the press and tell people why and explain why and what's going on. But she was on with Piers Morgan and basically admitting the COVID shots, the vaccines, were pushed on the wrong people.
And the science and the data said people primarily over 65 or people with significant comorbidities were at risk for severe disease. Those are the individuals that should have been immunized first. And we should have put our science behind our immunization schedule and protected those most at risk. It went into young people in hospitals before it went into our elderly in nursing homes. That is not following the science and the data. So I am all for following the science and the data, but it shouldn't just be a statement. It should be a reality. And when we don't match what we do in public health to the science and the data, that is when we get into trouble. And that's when we start to fracture trust with the American people.
Okay, that's fine, but you were a part of that.
Was she not following the science and the data?
Unless you had this come to Jesus moment right before that interview with Piers Morgan, it sounds like this is something she believed from the very beginning. Why didn't you come out and say that?
She did, and she wrote it in a book that came out, I believe, a year ago, December. But it's when you start to say that 99.999% of us are going to be fine, even if we get coronavirus, especially the kids. The kids clear it in 24 hours. Most of them do. I'm not saying there's anomalies. I'm not saying there's certain incidents where that didn't happen. Both my kids had COVID. They were fine within a day. It didn't affect them.
Right.
The only thing that affected was that they had to stay home for 5 days, and then kids who they were standing 3 spots away from in school had to stay home too. It was stupid. So basically what she's saying there is when you say that 99% of us are going to be fine, which she believed, which she just told Piers Morgan, which she wrote in that book that she authored, it's a little bit more, it's difficult to get people to comply on any spectrum, on any level of the COVID virus and the vaccine.
But when somebody lies to you, it's hard to believe them again. And we were lied to. We were told, if you get this vaccine, the virus stops with you. Not the case at all. If you stand 6 feet apart, you're going to be fine. If you don't touch your face, you're going to be fine. All of these things were lies.
Not only lies, they were just made up.
Right.
I guess, I mean, is there a difference? I don't know. But the 6 feet apart, let's do 12 feet apart. This is how the discussion at the CDC went. Well, three can't do 3 feet. 3 feet's way too close. 12 feet, that's too far. 6 feet, we'll just come together 6 feet.
They're compromising, and we were told that was science.
And then, of course, the plexiglass with the filtration and the circulation hindrance, it was all made up, and it forced millions of people to get the vaccine that didn't want it and or had the choice to be fired. And all the while, most of the people, they would never suffer severely from the disease. And she's going on Piers Morgan, and she's saying this, and she got paid for lying to us about it at the beginning, and now it seems as if she's getting paid. Again, the face of the coronavirus was Dr. Fauci, but this was the boss man, Dr. Birx. She's made a fortune telling people to get the vaccine, and now she's making a fortune telling people, look, we kind of oversold it a little bit.
A little bit. Ridiculous.
And then something about the rollout on young people, right? We have a second clip here.
That was the clip that we played.
I'm sorry. My apologies. So it pisses me off, man.
Because think about what your kids went through. I get it. Think about what your kids went through, and think about what was told to people like us that had questions about this, right? Because at the very beginning, they were making this thing sound like people were going to be dying in the streets. You had that idiot that's the econ professor at Ball State, whatever it is.
Oh, I remember talking to him.
The guy that so desperately wants to be a political flamethrower, but he's fat and he's dumb. And his whole argument was people are going to be dropping dead left and right. And if you have the Indy 500, people are going to be dead. And then, who was that? Doyle that wrote for the Star. You better have a morgue at the Indy 500.
Oh, mobile morgues. Oh, you better have those mobile morgues out at the Indy 500. It was all, I'm not saying that the vaccine didn't save elderly lives. I'm not saying that it didn't help.
And we're not saying that COVID was a joke. It was serious. It was.
But people lost their lives. They were accused of being grandma killers. When I say lost their lives, they lost their jobs is what I meant to say. People lost their jobs. They were vaccine deniers. They were conspiracy theorists.
Kicked out of the military.
They were banned across social media for exactly the same stuff that Dr. Birx was saying on Piers Morgan that we just played you.
I like Mr. Furley a hell of a lot better than Deb Birx. I'm going to tell you right now.
He had a great ascot, didn't he?
Furley greater than Birx. I would rather go to the Regal Beagle than have to listen to her do another one of those pressers ever again. Matt Bear.
Southbound 65, 4 minutes, 21st to Meridian Penn. Southbound 65 and Madison County crash. Southbound 69 before State Road 13 blocking the right lane, stopping traffic for 1.5 miles. Inbound 65 slows 21st to Meridian Penn. Again, that's a 4-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green, get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRUgreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And Courtney tweets at us, at Hammer and Nigel. Their COVID restrictions were so detrimental to children's development, and that's what ticks me off the most, I think. And Courtney's right. And there are folks still out there, ridiculous people who still say it was the right thing. Who's the science denier now? Right now, we got partly cloudy skies. It's 17 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Here in about 15 minutes, Larry the Cable Guy.
Get her done!
Tomater scheduled to call in and chat with us. Looking forward to that. But up next, a spirited round of Are You Okay With This?
If you're at a place in your life where you know you need exercise, you know you need physical movement and resistance, you don't know where to start, and you've tried the big box gyms, you've tried everything, but you haven't tried Exercise Inc., do what I did. Get with Exercise Inc. I've been with the program for years. My wife just started with Exercise Inc. She loves it. It's a once-a-week strength training program that lasts for 20 minutes. No mirrors, no music, no spandex. It's just you and your coach. You're going to feel better. You'll lose some weight. You'll look better. You could build some muscle, maybe even get off some of those prescription meds. If you think you're too busy to get the exercise and the physical movement your body needs and craves, you're dead wrong. And along with the once-a-week 20-minute workout, there's also the 9 simple habits you can adopt and follow to change your health and your eating habits and routines as well. Start to enjoy life. Try something different. Try Exercise Inc. ExerciseInc.com for more details. ExerciseInc.com. There's locations all over town. Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers. ExerciseInc.com.
The new year means new deals at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. This is where you get your next Ford car, truck, SUV, EV, or fleet vehicle. Elevate your journey right now with the new 2024 Ford Expedition Platinums. Save over $15,000 off MSRP. Equipped with a high-output 3.5-liter EcoBoost, it delivers up to 400 horsepower for commanding performance. And with the premium leather-trimmed interior and wood accents, you're sure to enjoy your time on the road. Need something a little smaller but still enough room? Check out the new 2024 Ford Edge SE. Save over $6,500 off MSRP. You got to check out everything going on at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. Get more to your door. Simply purchase your vehicle online and they'll deliver it directly to you. Visit the showroom, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at andymoreford.com. That's Andy Moore, M-O-H-R. I love Andy. andymoreford.com.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, with leading-edge treatment options right in your backyard.
I feel blessed and lucky. If I knew someone that was going through what I was going through, I would definitely encourage them to participate in a clinical trial. For me, it was life-changing.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Don Fisher here for QC Kinetics. I want to share with you the best thing I've done for my knee pain. I've been hearing commercials about the groundbreaking treatments that QC Kinetics offers for months. Meantime, my chronic knee pain had hit an all-time high threshold. I wanted to stay active and enjoy playing golf again without the pain. So I decided to call and book an appointment. And what I found out was that QC Kinetics is the non-surgical solution. I have no knee pain and feel like I did 10 years ago. And it's all because of the non-invasive therapy from QC Kinetics.
Discover the solution to joint pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. For a free consultation, call 463-282-6886.
I'm back to playing golf and enjoying life. Take it from me, this is the best call you can make to relieve your orthopedic pain.
For your free consultation, call QC Kinetics today. 463-282-6886. 463-282-6886.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Are you really okay with this? Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
I got this text from Hammer over the weekend. I didn't even notice this. There was a lot of stuff happening over the weekend I was like just oblivious to. Like, was it the NBA All-Star game?
Oh, man.
Weekend? Okay, yeah, I didn't even know about that. But then there was this. I wish I would have known about this. Hockey fans hoping for fights on the ice got their fill Saturday night with 3 fights happening as soon as the puck was dropped. Moments after fans at the Montreal Bell Center booed the Star-Spangled Banner. That's a thing now. Canadians booing the United States Star-Spangled Banner whenever they play a sporting event there in Canada.
They do it in the NBA and in hockey both.
So in hockey, they booed the Star-Spangled Banner. Team USA and Team Canada began fighting. Here's how it sounded during the broadcast.
And the gloves are off. Hagel from Tampa Bay, Kachuk from Florida. Did not see this coming. Both sides said they hoped it wouldn't happen tonight. It did. It's helped set the tone. Charlie McAvoy put one on net. Now we're 9 seconds in. We had a fight 2 seconds in, another one 1 second later. Now in the center of the action, it's Colton Parayko and JT Miller.
This is like 1996 when this building opened up with the World Cup.
So this was some sort of foreign nation face-off here, Hammer. This was, again, I think a lot to do with Donald Trump's tariffs, and we're going to charge Canada tariffs, and we're going to boo the Americans when they come to play sports here. Are you okay with what you saw in this hockey game between Canada and the United States?
I'm not okay. I'm really okay. I love this. This is so good. So all week long, these 2 brothers on Team USA, the Kachuk brothers, they were the guys that got into the first 2 fights. The first brother, like right as the puck was being dropped, got into it. After they cleaned that up, his other brother beat up another Canadian. And then JT Miller, 8 seconds later, got into a scrap. But the 2 brothers all week said, I think it's disrespectful to boo somebody's national anthem. Whether you're here, whether you're there, I think it shows disrespect, and quite frankly, it bleeps us off. So they were there. The Canadians booed the American national anthem. The gloves were off, and the Kachuk brothers, man, delivered American justice right to those Molson Ice drinking, moose meat humping Canucks, man. It was so beautiful. And to beat them on their home ice, 3-1.
The United States won.
The U.S. won the fights, and they won the game. So now the championship game of this is Thursday. That was like a regular season qualifier. Guess who's playing in the championship game Thursday?
No.
We're running it back, baby. Canada versus the U.S. So if you want to watch some intense sports, I don't care if you're into hockey or not, you might not know a single rule about hockey. Watch this on Thursday, because mark my words, there's going to be some action in this bad boy. It's heated, testosterone, anthem booing, everything you want, and I am here for it. I am okay.
A woman's Jeep got rear-ended by a truck last week in Utah. Then it was hit by a train.
Damn.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. She was sitting at a train track crossing when a truck hit her so hard it pushed her out onto the tracks. She tried to reverse. She had to bail. Here's an official word on what to do if you get stuck on the tracks, but it begins with the train conductor's reaction to seeing her car on the tracks, then the impact.
I'm certainly not going to second guess them in the heat of the moment. Go ahead and break the gate arms. They're far less important than you or your car or, anybody else. So go ahead and break the gates, scratch up your paint, break your back window. It's a whole lot better than what ended up happening.
Play the first part again. I wanted to hear the train conductor's reaction.
I'm certainly.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
He's this train guy driving the train sees this lady out on the train. Oh, come on. Are you okay with any of this?
I'm okay with the reactions. I mean, you talk about a bad day. This reminds me of that Simpsons episode where Homer gets severely injured at the top of the gorge and the ambulance crashes and he comes flying out of the back of the ambulance and falls back down the gorge again. So you're in a pickup truck and then you get hit by a train. Now, for those keeping score at home, this sounds just like a David Allan Coe song.
In the pickup truck,
She got ran over by a damned old train. I mean, this woman lived the whole song of David Allan Coe's You Never Even Called Me By My Name. So for that reason, I think I'm all right with it.
Are you okay with this? A judge in Michigan says people who shoplift from Walmart will be tasked with washing people's cars while they are inside Walmart shopping. Here is the judge announcing to the courtroom what their punishment will be.
I came up with a wash for Walmart, so everybody who's here in the courtroom today is going to be doing community service, washing cars. So the people that actually go to Walmart and pay for their goods, they are going to get a free car wash from the people that think it's a good idea to go there and steal.
So the shoplifters got to wash the cars of people that are parked at Walmart. Are you okay with this?
No, this is so stupid.
No?
This sounds like something like from an 80s TV show or something that Seinfeld would come up with. Because he's my butler. Like somebody was, sentenced by a judge to be a butler. No, the last thing I want is some criminal touching my car. If I'm inside, I don't want this person washing my car. How do I know they're not going to break into my car? I want them as far away from my car as possible. How about you just fine them a crap ton of money and or lock them up? We don't have to get overly cute here. All right, looking at the totals here, we need 30 more people, 30, to give us a thumbs up on the WIBC YouTube chat.
That ain't nothing.
We need 30 awesome Americans. 30 people that applauded when our guys punched out the Canadians. We need 30 people to get us to 100. Help us out. That being said, coming up next, this is going to be fun. I don't know what to expect. Larry the Cable Guy, scheduled to be calling into this program.
Cool.
He's got a big show coming up this Friday at Clues Hall. Get her done. Larry the Cable Guy on the way right after we take a look at the news with Harrison Silcox.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Gunfire on the north side, 18 degrees, partly cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. There is nothing in your radar, so some good news there. Still cold, though. Going to be a low of 10 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 529. Shots were fired on the northeast side of Indy today. IMPD Captain Shane Foley says there's a lot of work on detectives' plates.
Got 4 individuals with injuries consistent with a gunshot wound. One of those individuals is unfortunately deceased. And we really need the public's help in identifying the individual or individuals responsible for this incident.
He says you can give IMPD or Crime Stoppers a call if you have any tips or information on what may have happened. Foley says surveillance video or description of anyone is very helpful in cases like these. And there's possibly a new way to be charged with murder in Indiana. Bills being proposed in the House that would hand out that charge to women who receive an abortion and also to the doctor who performs the operation. It would change the state's criminal code to allow an unborn child to be named the victim of a murder. The Courts and Criminal Code Committee will take a look at the bill first. If they approve it, it goes to the full House. A federal judge has declined to put a hold on the Department of Government Efficiency's firing of large numbers of government workers. Here's Fox's Gernal Scott.
U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkin saying that several Democratic state attorneys general failed to meet a necessary legal standard did not temporarily stop the Department of Government Efficiency from facilitating mass firings to root out wasteful spending. Judge Chutkin says the attorneys general, citing media reports, did not give the court the facts it needed to issue a temporary restraining order. She added no imminent harm has come to the states listed as plaintiffs. Still, Judge Chutkin criticized the DOJ lawyer for not being able to confirm recent firings and whether additional terminations were coming. She wants more information on that. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
A bill banning trans women from participating in college women's sports has passed the Indiana House. It requires sports teams to be male, female, or coeducational. Grievance procedures for violations would be established, allowing injured students to sue colleges and universities who violated the bill. Has been introduced into the Indiana Senate. And Girl Scout cookies going to be available for online ordering starting this Friday. Sasha Nixon reports.
This means you can enjoy popular picks like Samoas, Thin Mints, and Tagalongs without having to leave the comfort of your home. If you have dietary restrictions, Toffee-tastic and caramel chocolate chip cookies are gluten-free, while Thin Mints, peanut butter patties, lemonades, and Toastier cookies are vegan. Learn more at girlscoutsindiana.org. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
With traffic at 532, here's Matt Baer.
Southside Harrison, eastbound 465, stop and go 65 to Emerson Avenue. Inbound 65 slows 21st to Meridian Pettit. Eastbound 70 looking good. Just a little bit of a slowdown at West. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds remain for tonight, low near 10 degrees. Tomorrow morning, most stay dry with snow missing in southern Indiana. Backside flurries possible in the afternoon and evening, high near 20. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
All right, y'all, we have reached the portion of the show where we're going to make you feel better about your own family. Please welcome Larry the Cable Guy. All right, get it
We're going to have fun tonight. I tell you, I done a show last night, and the folks that didn't walk out on me really enjoyed it. So, I always like to picture everybody naked when I first come out. You know, I'm not nervous or nothing. I'm just a pervert, so. Better watch out. I think she's a guy. I ain't quite sure, but something ain't right. Hillary Clinton's coming to town.
Nigel Show. Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
Well, one of the greats going to be here February 21st, Clues Memorial Hall. Larry the Cable Guy is on the Hammer and Nigel Show. Larry, how the hell are you?
Get her done. Good. Yesterday was my birthday.
Oh, yeah, yesterday's your birthday, right? Is that what we said?
That's right. Yesterday was I turned 62 years old. That is the craziest thing, which is, you know, I can still do anything I used to be able to do in my 30s, which shows you how out of shape I was in my 30s.
True. Very true. Okay, you put it that way.
Tell my wife, I go, I don't feel 62. I don't look 62. Then I started feeling better about myself, and then my buddy sent me a text message and said, you do realize you're the same age as Angela Lansbury in Murder, She Wrote.
Oh.
I know. You talk about a kick in the nuts, huh? Right there. My grandma used to watch that show. You remember that show, Murder, She Wrote?
Sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mine did, too.
Now I'm watching that daggum show. What an old... And I'll be honest with you, she's kind of hot.
Yeah, your mind's changed throughout the years, man. Mind's changed.
Yeah. You know what? You get to a certain deal. I mean, Michael, here's how you know you're getting older. My wife's 13 years younger than me, so...
Good for you.
I'm getting older. When she come down in lingerie the other day, brand new lingerie, on a Wednesday. What the hell? And my first thought is, wonder how much that crap costs.
Yep. That'll do it.
Yeah, that's a different perspective when you get older, man. Like when I was a kid, Larry, I'd watch the Golden Girls and think, my God, they all look like grandmas. Now I'm thinking maybe 2 out of 4.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got them. You're going to bed. You're dreaming about them in a sandwich.
Larry Cable Guy performing at the Clues Hall this Friday. Man, we are so. Hey, you're gonna love Indianapolis. It's 10 degrees here right now this week, Larry. So you're coming into some beautiful weather.
Listen, you ain't scaring me away. I'm -8.
Oh, really? Where are you at right now?
In Nebraska.
You still make it out to all the Cornhusker games, Larry? Because we were talking about this earlier. It's kind of wild. Like now, Nebraska basketball is better than Indiana basketball, but Indiana football is better than Nebraska football. It's crazy times we're living in, my friend.
Yeah, I don't like any of it. I want to go back to the 70s and 80s and 90s. It is so bizarre. I can't fathom it. I want to go by. I wish I was back to the daggum White Snake concert somewhere. Forget all my troubles.
Can you, Get Her Done has been with you for, that's your signature phrase. I'm assuming on some level there's some days you just want to be Larry, you want to be left alone, you want to go eat with your hot young wife and family. And then there's be some fans that see you out on the street, get her done! Now, are you obligated to return the get her done with as much gusto as the fan giving it to you? Or is it sometimes you just say, yeah, get her done. Yeah, done, get her done. Like, what's the policy?
I got awesome fans, and the fact that I can go down the street and somebody yell it out, I love it. I do it right. Get her done, Larry. I'll be like, yes, sir, get her done. I love them. It's when they stop yelling, get her done.
Yeah.
It's time for me to strap the diaper on and head to the villages.
And I imagine, speaking of your fans, that you're seeing multi-generations coming to your shows now. Dads bringing their kids at this point, as long as your career and successful as your career has been.
Yeah, it really is crazy. Cars added a whole new fan base. And I remember I went down to kick off the athletic season for UNL. They invited me down, and it was just the athletes. And you never know what kind of crowd you're going to get. So I did about 5 jokes. I did a Willie Nelson thing, and nobody knew who the hell he was.
Oh, no.
So then I said, well, how about this? You ever watch this movie? Hey, my name is Mater, like tomato without the tongue. Oh, they went nuts down there.
There it is. There it is.
So, yeah, I was able to pull them out of the dregs with a little Mater, but, yeah, it really is cool. I'm very blessed, very thankful. I got, of course, my fans that came up with me through my radio stuff and Blue Collar Comedy Tour and my History Channel show and all that. And then I got the new fans that only know me from the movie Cars. So it's pretty good little staying right there, absolutely.
And Larry, it seems like you've got the respect of your peers too. I remember watching that Comedy Central roast that you were a part of, and Greg Giraldo is up there, and he's just doing his stuff. He's roasting everybody, and at the end, he just looks at you and goes, "Oh my God, why are you so popular?" and laughs and tips his hat to you. That's the ultimate sign of respect from one funny dude to another, I think.
Oh, yeah. We had a nice time afterwards. It was over. The heck, I knew 80% everybody there I was friends with. So I even had a couple of them come up and go, hey, what do you think of this joke? I go, man, Nick DiPaolo is a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
He goes, now, what do you think of this? I'm going to do is that. I said, Nick, man, hammer me. That's what it's about. Serious. So, yeah, that was always a lot of fun to do.
This is always a fun question because there are some people that certainly are aware of Larry the Cable Guy, but have never seen him live in concert. Larry, you have a show this Friday, Clues Memorial Hall. As somebody that's never been to a Larry the Cable Guy show, what can they not only expect from you, but from your audience as well?
Well, the show's PG-13, pretty good for 13 minutes.
Okay. All right.
And no, if you've never been to, listen, I'm kind of old schoolish. I'm definitely not woke. That's a fact. If I do comedy like we've always done it, if it's funny, I like to do it. My act is very quick. It's set up, punch, set up, punch, set up, punch. Not any really long storytelling. I tell stories, but in the story, I'll have about 9 jokes on one topic that go one after another. So I'm filming my new special March 15th, so everything I'm doing now is preparing my act for the special.
Oh, wow.
I think my jokes now are some of the best ones I've ever done, and I'm excited to do them.
Do you still like going out on the road and working out new material and playing some of the hits?
No, not at all.
Because I didn't know if you were like Prince, like a concert with Prince. He hated playing the hits. Like, when you go see Larry, you kind of want to hear it get her done.
No, you know what? I don't mind doing it. I like doing new stuff, and I like to mix it around. I like to rewrite a little bit because I'll write a routine, and then something I did 20 years ago will fit in that routine as well. So it's like, well, let me rewrite that so it's a completely routine but the same topic. But when I go out on the road, I like to do stuff like that. But I like doing a lot of new stuff. I like doing newer stuff. I get people sending me messages. Hey, I brought somebody to here. Can you do? So I'll do certain requests. I'm like Garth Brooks. Hold up the sign. I'll do it.
Well, like somebody shout out from the audience. We're like, what are some of what's the one common one that you hear all the time? Somebody shouting out from the audience, like you're taking requests.
They used to shout out, do Christmas carols! Sing your Christmas carols! Well, I would have to do my Christmas carols. But, show you've got somebody. I'll get up there. It'll be 3 seconds in, then you'll hear some guy in the back.
And they think they're helping you, don't they?
I totally think they're helping me. I don't mind it. I'm pretty quick, so I like going out into the crowd. I don't mind that either, but I think I got a little something for everybody. I hit on to get her done, and I hit all that stuff. So I added it up yesterday in a 6-minute routine. I got right now 227 punchlines.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I think Doge is working on that. Doge came up with those numbers right there. I like it.
I know, right?
LarryTheCableGuy.com is where you can get your tickets. Again, Clues Memorial Hall, campus of Butler, February 21st. Larry, we could go on for hours, but I know you got other stuff to do, man. Have a great show in Indy this weekend, and kick ass, my friend.
I appreciate y'all having me on, and I'll see everybody there. I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to your nice warm weather. Get her done.
It's Larry the Cable Guy.
Get her done. You catch the get her done right there at the end.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
If you're drowning in unresolved tax debt, know this. The IRS can place a lien on your home, garnish your paycheck, and levy your bank account. That's catastrophe for you.
We interrupt this message to bring you some good news about your tax debt. We're TaxRise, experienced tax professionals who can help you seek relief programs and work directly with the IRS on your behalf. Find out if you qualify with a free consultation. 888-788-4220. Eric from South Carolina owed over $74,000. We helped reduce it to $798. Troy, a disabled veteran, owed over $142,000 and settled at $500. We've helped thousands of clients with their tax problems, and we're ready to help you. So take the drama out of your tax debt and rise above your situation with TaxRise. For your free consultation, call 888-788-4220. 888-788-4220.
Results vary, not guaranteed. Client names changed. TaxRise is not IRS affiliated or a law firm.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double, yes, double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
If you feel like owning a home has been out of reach, Rocket is here to change that. Own the dream. Visit Rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET. Again, that's Rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Would you like fries with that? Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
How about Larry the Cable Guy? Calling in, giving us a few get-her-dones right there. I love it. Matt Bear, are we getting it done on the roads this afternoon?
Yes, we are. In fact, everything going into the North Split looks pretty good right now. A little bit of a slowdown on inbound 65 at Meridian. Outside of that, eastbound 70 looking fantastic to the South Split. Crash on the east side, 38th at Post. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
16 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And please, Mr. Attorney General of the great state of Indiana, Todd Rokita, kick off some legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Hammer a shirtless Florida man.
You're going to need to be more specific.
If you're a criminal in Florida, more than likely you're shirtless. Anyway, a shirtless Florida man in custody after stealing a police patrol vehicle, then carjacking a woman in an SUV. Here's some of the recording of the officer's body cam during the chase with Armando.
He just stole my patrol car. He's running northbound. Lights are on. He tried to take my gun from my holster. Show me hands! Show me hands!
You know, if you're a police officer in Florida and a shirtless Florida dude named Armando steals your vehicle, your police vehicle, you're going to get some crap from the other police officers, right?
That's the question,
I mean, I'm glad everybody's okay, but you're going to get some crap in the locker room after everything's said and done.
If you're in law enforcement, and we got a lot of friends in law enforcement, I could probably text them, but it sounds like a lot of work. Send us a message. If somebody steals your patrol car, do you kind of get viewed at as, oh, come on, how do you let that happen? Because that was the whole negotiation in The Hangover, right? When they're in Vegas,
right.
Bradley Cooper is talking to Rob Riggle. You don't want to make it look like a bunch of drunk tourists stole your car. Like, is that super embarrassing, or are we just making that up? If you're in law enforcement, let us know.
It's embarrassing, but everybody's okay. But I'm sure the officer that got his patrol vehicle stolen by the shirtless Florida man, there was some ribbing involved after all was said and done.
Right. Hey, I'll drive next time. Something like that, right?
Thieves used a U-Haul truck to rob a place called Sasquatch Bricks in Washington State. They got about $10,000 worth of Lego sets.
Oh, I thought you were going to say bricks. Like they stole Legos?
Yeah, no, that's what the store's called. Sasquatch Bricks, but it's a Lego store. Here is the owner talking about the burglary.
About $10,000 worth of Lego, a lot of high-end retired collectible sets. I think they were literally in here under 5 minutes, but we're pretty sure that they had been in the store before, looked how easy it was to probably take these particular items. This hasn't been an unusual thing in the Lego community for the last few years. There have been smash and grabs, Targets, Walmarts, all the big box stores that now have all their Lego locked up.
All right, unpopular opinion. I might be alone here. I prefer just a bunch of Legos in a box to these sets that you have to build. I want to be creative with the Legos. I would rather build whatever I want. Yeah. A building, a fort, a car, a person.
With you.
Than any of these specialty, sets. And I get they sell a lot at Christmas time. Like Miles Turner of the Pacers, he's huge into these customized Lego sets. Just give me a big bucket full of Legos, man, and turn me loose.
And an imagination. That's all you need.
That's all I need, man. All right, do not go anywhere. We have got one more hour to go of the Hammer and Nigel show. Biggest stories in Indy, and we'll have a few cheap laughs along the way. Come on back.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-251-1912. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 463-251-1912. That's 463-251-1912.
Speed, power, legendary. This is May in Indy.